Study. Hoot hoot, everybody! Hoot hoot! I am Vilhelm Vanderbos, the noble owl of Globie Generation 2, joined today by... Someone have to check your audio first. Squiiji. Can you guys hear Squiiji as well?
Hello! Oh, I'm mirrored. That's interesting. I'm looking at you, and now I'm looking away from you. And now I'm looking at you, and now I'm looking away from you.
We can fix that. We can fix that. But are you
Hoot
supposed
hoot,
to be mirrored?
Hello. No. It's normal on my end, but that's interesting.
Well, if it's normal on your end, we can make it normal here too. Let's transform. Boop.
Magical potion. Maybe that is what happens when you stick me in.
Get rotated.
There you go. Yeah, rotate me. There we go. See, that's good. There we go. Now I can look at you.
Hello, Plumies. Can you hear? Okay, they can hear you good. Well, nice.
Hello.
Okay.
Nice to meet you, Plumies.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Squiiji. I'm a freelance artist fungi, and I'm also an art educator. I am here to draw. That is why I'm here. I'm also here to talk and yap a lot, hopefully, theoretically. That's all. There's not much to me. You've got a much more in-depth intro. I am Squiiji from the Shroom State. That's my only basis in any affiliation.
Is it just Squiiji? Is it just Squiiji? No.
It is.
Surname, no anything.
I'm a monomer, which is really fun when I fill out forms. Yeah. When I fill out forms, my first name is Squiiji, my last name is 3D.
Squiiji 3D, okay.
That's just my handle, but...
Squiiji's volume is slightly low. I see.
Good to know.
Get cranked up. Dragon.
Wow! How about now?
How about now?
How about now? I guess I should speak if you need a how about now, huh? Better? Yippee!
That would help, yeah, better. Okay, nice. Squiiji 3D from the 3D family, yes. Welcome, Manzano. Hoot hoot in chat if you want the hoot hoot back. Might be Squiiji giving you a hoot hoot. You never know.
I can give hoot hoot. I can give hoot hoot. I am fully prepared for this. See, I can do a little like wing flap too. I'm just like you. I
can't flap wings.
Sorry, I don't mean to make you jealous of my hand abilities. But...
Bloomies, Squiiji's making me jealous with their hand abilities. Oh yeah, I gotta say, Squiiji, pronouns they them, right? Right?
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah. You are he him, perhaps.
I am he him hoot.
Hell yeah, hoot.
Yeah. I go by that. Them is fine too.
Okay, I just want to make sure to check in too.
Love the 400 magnification. Yeah, I had to scour a lot for that magnifying glass. It completely does not affect the background apparently, but you know, Squiiji looks high depth. Yeah, we gotta keep it away from the window though, so you don't get catch any rays of sun, because that's just gonna be a doomsday laser. And we don't want that. We don't want that.
No, I don't want to burn down your study either. That would be a horrible like first collab. I show up, I burn down your study, I leave.
me just sitting there like, yeah, this is fine.
Hey, that's all right. Pour a little tea on the fire. I'm sure that helps some.
All right, need to swing the hair to front. There you go.
There we go.
Right though, did we get some hoot hoots? We have hoot hoot joy. Hello, we have hoot hoot Natsu, hoot hoot Maria, Miri, hoot hoot, Liz, hoot hoot, Satrina, hoot hoot, CL, hoot hoot. What else we got? Pronouns, hoot hoot. Yeah, hello, Seth, Jess. Yeah. Welcome everybody. This is exciting drawn together with this fun guy right here.
I'm really fun, I promise. I don't know if I've convinced you yet, but I promise I live up to my name.
Squiiji's pretty fun. I'll say so.
Oh wow, I'm honored. Thank you.
Okay, so today, usually on Drawn Together, we have questions. You guys, if you have guys sending me questions, please drop them in chat, of course. Otherwise, we can, our theme today is that we're gonna swap, how do we say that? Animal traits?
Yeah, we're swapping species, I think is a better way of putting it, because I'm not really an animal.
No, you're not. You're
my favorite animal, the mushroom.
Yeah. But, yeah, exactly. We're swapping species. So I'm gonna be drawing Squiiji as an owl, and Squiiji's gonna be drawing me as a mushroom.
Mm-hmm.
The one fungi I didn't know you needed in your life, but no, you'll find out today.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's go ahead then, shall we?
Yeah, sounds good to me. I already accidentally spoilered my little start of the drawing, but Plumies don't know what it looks like.
That was a
Plumies, you're in
start.
it.
That was a start.
That was like 2 hours of locked in. I needed something to draw on.
Vilhelm Vanderbos. There you go. They already named the Vilsona.
Yeah.
There's a new Vilsona.
New Vilsona.
New Vilsona unlocked.
I was trying to figure out what to title you because I was trying to figure out based on the kinds of mushrooms I had pulled, but you're not a. Well, I guess that's a spoiler for what kind of mushrooms you are. But
exactly.
It doesn't make sense. It's not exactly. There's really no owl fungus that I could find for like a.
There's no owl fungi.
Name.
Oh my gosh. We're doomed. It's done. It's
We're doomed. Don't worry. There's other feathered birds.
It's Vanderbover.
There's other birds. Feathover. Oh no.
Let's see. Drawn together. But yeah, you Squiiji, you are a art teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I've told them to be oh, you are still mirrored here, I think. But you I told everybody that if they have any good like for what are you specialized in? Would be character design?
Technically, so kind of. That seems to be the thing that is what my reputation is, but the things that I primarily teach are printmaking. I've taught figure drawing, I've taught graphic noveling, nice. I have taught miscellaneous 3D at some points in time, but also character design, mostly within the realm of like graphic novels and for animation students.
Oh.
Yeah. But mostly
graphic
printmaking.
Novel. Printmaking, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's very wide. Like, did they have any connections with each other, the kind of teachings and stuff? Because I'm assuming printmaking is kind of composition and stuff like that, or what kind of, or is it? Oh, it can be, yeah.
It can be. It definitely varies. So, for the most part, my work for printmaking is all very figural, which I think is the linking trait. I draw a lot of people. I draw almost exclusively people. So then, with character design and then figural work for printmaking, it all kind of, if you can do illustration, the printmaking's just technical. And then same deal for like graphic novels.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I get what you mean. That makes sense.
The linking force. I am only recently, within the last like 2 years, learning to draw in any amount of anime style.
Oh. Yeah, so you got
really
a bit
strange.
more of a cartoony style, right? I mean, you made your model. So walking, how do you say, portfolio, so to say. Very expressive.
Kinda.
I really like it.
Thanks.
I remember seeing
I
your
did...
previous model at one point.
We
don't talk about the old ones.
My undercooked also shy hair in front of the eyes version.
Yeah, I remember that.
That version's okay, but that one was definitely just I needed to hit the ground running. It was what it needed to be so that I could start. Now I am much happier with my fully formed.
Yeah, you got such good cell shading to it. I really like the outlining and everything. It looks really good.
Thank you.
And
I do have to give credit where credit's due though for it, which is that I did do the design, but I commissioned somebody for a style reference for this because I wasn't confident in my anime style at that point in time. So I commissioned Kazubari, who is a Japanese artist, and I really like how expressive their colors are.
Wow,
so I commissioned them for a style guide, which is kind of a cool art hack for 3D, is if you don't like your own style, commission someone for a style guide.
Oh, all right. I'll show the Plumies the one from the Junkem tournament. This is just you posing your 3D model. Look at your body, yourself, of course.
Yeah, I did a little bit of edits to that one because it's just a stable one. I put some like shading and stuff on it.
Yeah, but still looks great though.
It's me. Would you? We didn't actually get to duel in rock paper scissors. Were you even in my bracket?
I was invited, but it was like middle of the night for me, so I did not participate.
Oh my gosh! Wait, you're right. Yeah. I remember that.
Did you remember that?
I remember because I remember seeing some of the messages in the chat. I think because there was someone else who was also like middle of night. Might have been Reina. People who were like wanting to lose. They could go to sleep.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, oh, I feel so bad. I mean, it was kind of late in the evening for me too. but it wasn't like middle of night at least. I think it started at like 11 p.m. my time, and I was in bracket 1. If I was in bracket 2, I probably wouldn't have gone on until after after midnight.
Oh goodness, because Junkin is in Japan, so it's it's just yeah. Vance was in it. Vance is just like an hour behind me, so he was just up like.
Yeah, I think Vance was also one of the ones who was like, I think Vance kept winning and then having to advance.
I don't know who it was. I think I don't remember. Because I didn't really. I only kind of caught it after, of course, but. But yeah, that was a big, like, for those that don't know, by the way, I need to catch up on that. I noticed that was kind of my first, because like I've told you guys before, like I've followed Squiiji's work for a while. So suddenly I was like with Junkin, with the stuff that we had done. He also invited me to his Junkin Pawn tournament, which is rock paper scissors tournament. But because he's like based in Japan and tries to accommodate for maybe American times or something like that, or something in between, it was like 3 or 4 a.m. for me when it was gonna start. So there was no way I was gonna make it. I did offer to still, like, I could go into the server and see if people, like, if he needed any help or anything. And I saw Squiiji invited, and I was like, wait a minute, I know that. Is it the same person?
Wait, I know that shroom.
I know that shroom.
I was very honored. I felt being invited to that. It was very fun entering that server and being like, oh, familiar face. I've never gotten to talk to you before. Familiar face. It was really neat. I was very honored that he invited me to it. It was very kind of him.
Yeah.
Good opportunity to meet many a new fella. I would love to host a wild event like that, but I know it was a lot of work for him.
Huge, yeah,
it was a lot of work. It takes a lot.
It does. Yeah, Junkin knows a lot of people, or at least he reaches out to a lot of people in a really good way that makes you kind of want to, oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he is very outgoing, which I definitely appreciate. I am, for as much as I try and put on my, like, yippee, I'm very outgoing, I'm not. I am an introvert in every sense of the word. I try and reach out first, but people scary.
That said, though, thank you for being here, though. It's like, it's really nice. We've already talked a little bit.
Thank you for inviting me.
Of course. We talked before, Bloomies, that what did we say before we just started? That I am we're on the very similar wavelength in that sense that we're not much of gamers outside of our content and stuff, but because we tend to rather pursue creative projects and stuff over sitting down just gaming hours away. But
we're on the same wavelength, but at different volumes, I think is the way I put it.
Exactly.
If we're talking musical terms.
Yeah. As the Ploomies would say, I scream in lowercase, and I don't know how loud you get. Oh, I guess you do.
I don't think I get that loud. I have not played many a game that would. I'm immune to rage. That is the thing that.
Oh yeah.
I should make clear. Yeah. I don't really get mad at things ever, so I don't tend to get that loud. The only time I think I'm loud is if I get scared, or if I do a like.
Yeah.
Just that one noise in particular. I don't think I get that loud.
I can get tilted, but I don't think I really. I don't think I get like very ragey. I get like noisy and random when I'm like, what was that time, Ploomies? I was doing like hand cam and building something, and the instructions were just so. Oh my gosh, I was doing voices, impressions, and yeah, it was all over the place. So Mad Scientist Veil came out pretty much.
That sounds like a fun time, at least, though. But I would say that constructing things does bring the mad scientist out of the best of us. I have this innate skill. There was a name. The Shroommates had a name for it, where I would open a new canvas and lose everything in my brain, where it's like the digital equivalency of, what do they call it, like the doorway effect. But I would look at something, I would read out loud what my instructions were for like Gunpla or something, and then I would look up. And it would just exit my brain the moment I would look away from it and be like, okay, hang on, read it again. Okay, try again. Okay, I'm holding the pieces. Patrick, the lid. Patrick, the lid. The lid.
Oh my goodness.
Very much. Sanity like degrading.
Doorway effect.
Yeah, but digitally, and also, I guess, not with doors. E.g. delay. It's okay. It takes a while. I don't have a normal brain like the rest of you. I'm a mushroom. I gotta work with what I have.
That's very true.
Oh, but I can tell you what mushrooms you are now.
Okay.
I have you here. This was my start. Look, Plumies, it's you.
That's a start. Oh, look, it's even a little Plumie shroom. Good.
Plumie shroom. Plumie shroom wants a little hug. Plumie shroom wants uppies.
Uppies. Plumies do get uppies.
Yeah.
Here you go, Plumies. You can get uppies. There you go.
Oh my gosh, you guys get to be held.
They're on my
Shroommates
head.
don't get to be held. They're too tall. They're ankle biters. I don't hold them. I think they probably eat fingers. Oh, see, like that's a perfect little perch there.
Yeah. My head is messy like a bird's nest, so it's all good.
Oh, there you go. Fits right in, huh?
Yeah.
Plumie shroom. But you get to be the same species as me because you already sort of have like I have very tame hair for an inky cap. I have really tame hair for an inky cap. You get to be a shaggy inky cap like me, but your hair is actually closer to it than I think my hair is innately. Where
a shaggy inky
caps,
cap. Oh, that makes sense actually. I know what they look like.
Caprinus comatus. The ends get darker, just like your hair does.
So
I thought it would be a good fit for you. Also, revolutionary ponytail. We love to see it.
Revolutionary. Yeah, Squiiji learned the roundabout way that I have a ponytail.
I feel like the moment I saw it on like your model, I was like, wait, I knew that. I've like looked at you plenty of times, but it was like looking at your reference, I was like,
yeah, it's hidden behind everything. So it's like, what do you have? Yeah.
What are you hiding from me? Why are you keeping secrets about hair?
Why I keep it secret is because it has for the better effect.
Oh yeah, reveal that you secretly have like long, luscious locks of hair, huh?
Yeah, because like your doorway effect, which is kind of reading instructions, looking up. I do it with the hair, and people just forget what they were even thinking about.
Oh, see, there you go. Just like dangle it in front of them, like in a keys manner. Just like, come on, look at the ponytail. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. That's the one. It's not the whole like. It's not the charisma or anything. It's just kind of the fact that I start waving it around like a cat toy.
I mean, I would say it definitely gives charisma points. The unexpected ponytail is like a what's going with the hair? The hair's going behind the head. What's that? Oh, because then it gets sort of like the like
ponytail jump scare. Oh,
yeah.
Thank you.
Vibe. Yeah. Also, I have a question.
Yeah.
What is your ear thing? You have like the like.
Oh, my ear thing, like harpy ears. I can zoom in on myself a little bit. I do have.
I'm looking at you. Yeah.
Look. I'll give you a little look. I'm angling here.
Look, Plumies, you get ear close up, huh?
Let's
see.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on front. Okay,
yeah.
Thank you. Making you be a real life reference. Thanks.
Hey, life drawing, yeah. In a weird friggin' digital way.
Yeah. I've always wanted to do like life drawing in like VR chat or something, and make people be like live references or like hold a class like that. I feel like that'd be really neat.
I've like that's kind of how I learned a lot of my rendering. Essentially live drawing, but I used figurines. Like 3D anime figure, because usually like anime doesn't exist in real life, but it's kind of like figurines. They exist in the 3D space.
Oh,
so that's how I've done it.
With like, do you mean like real like anime figures, or like do you have like one of like the drawing doll type things?
No, with the anime figures, kind of referencing those. You also have how do you say, the when they're gonna announce new ones, usually at like some kind of Wonder Festival in Japan, I think they usually have new PVC figures, like teasing them. They're usually unpainted, so then you have the whole grayscale kind of, you get all the lighting and shading represented. So it's just kind of looking up a lot of references. Makes sense. Yeah, because I really like including some kind of almost like 3D style, almost sculpting to my sketching in a weird way when it's digital. I do it completely different when I do traditional art.
Forms, yeah.
Blockout forms.
Sorry,
see, we're gonna get really good. We're gonna get all the terms here because I'm just self-taught generally. So I don't know the.
You'll get all the teacher terms. Honestly, the teacher terms aren't all that helpful sometimes though, because I forget sometimes. I'll be talking about something and I'll use a word, and the streammates are like, "Wait, come back! I don't know what that means. Help!" I'm like, "Oh, wait, you're right." like I define like rendering, what rendering means inherently, or sometimes using the technical language is not actually very helpful, unfortunately.
Yeah, but if you teach people that, then they can find resources to further expand on it. Because you can teach people with terms like thingamajig and this is and that, and you know, all the kinds of stuff. But ultimately, if you actually give them the terms, you can use a simplified term after, of course. But it's good to know what it's called, so then people can look into it more. Or so I feel.
Yeah, give them the terms. Also, there is something funny happening to me right now. I don't know what's going on. I think my Shroomy transmission is being unusually funny at the moment. Let me see. It'll like come back to normal. Oh. Green. Green is not a creative color. Okay, are we normal? I think
so. I see you fine. Little frame drops here and there, but it's okay.
Oh, okay.
No worries.
Suddenly saw it start happening, and your voice went out a couple times, and I was like, no! The one time my internet is not being kind. My internet's usually really good.
It's fine.
Don't know what it's doing.
It didn't drop, and if it does, I'll get you back. It's okay.
I see.
We've had a lot of scuffs on these. Plumate? For what?
Plumate as the Shroomates and the Plumies combined.
Oh.
So that is what your little. This is what this little creature
is. Yeah,
because
it's either Shroomy or Plumate. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Plumate is the best because Shroomy just sounds like that's too mushroom. That's not enough of like your end of getting to be a part of it.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Welcome everybody, by the way. If you don't know me, I am Vilhelm Vanderbos, the noble owl of Globie Generation 2. I'm an artist, I'm a cozy gamer, puzzle gamer, and overall the better green language owl.
I agree with that.
As I also teach some language stuff on short form videos, yeah.
That's fair. I also have beef with Duolingo, so I will agree with you that you are the better. I guess I shouldn't say his name. We shouldn't speak of him here in these places. Your manor should be a safe place without him.
It's fine. Maybe he'll show his cowardly face. He does not accepted my duel at sunset. You know, it hasn't.
He didn't accept it. Did you just say that you offered to duel him? He didn't accept your invitation?
Yeah.
Dang, he really is a coward, huh?
He's a coward. Yeah, he's a coward. Management were kind of like talking about dueling at some point, or it's like that. You know, we could send messages like challenge to the death, please, Vilhelm Vanderbos. And they were like, no, we're not gonna do that.
Trying to convince your manager to let you fight the owl.
Yeah.
Honestly, that wouldn't be that out of left field. I think Duolingo has like collabs with. What games is it? I was told, was it? No, not Genshin, was it? Was it Reverse 1999?
Oh my goodness.
There's some like odd crossover with one of them where honestly to see a you crossover with that would not be that strange. Cool. You can be Dark Owl. Your colors are much darker than his.
Dark Owl. I do have let's see. I do my Bill Sona, you got Crowhelm, is a little darker. He smiles like this.
It's Genshin.
What?
Is it Genshin? Oh my gosh.
What, duos in Genshin? Oh my gosh.
That's wild to me. What is he doing there? But I mean, I guess you could also, because Duo, isn't the whole bit with Duo that he looks very cute and friendly, but is like, you know, he's always hunting you down for not doing your work. You can look kind of dark and evil maybe. But on the other hand, you're more pleasant.
They say so. Yeah, more pleasant, but do also have the dark when the gem takes over. So it's then people
true.
in chat just scream like, "Oh, it's my Hoshi," because they really like the. I just see like Miri writing before about the Plumates, and they were Plumates because it does sound like roommates. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it does. I mean, yeah, I'm surprised how little I hear, and they were Shroomates. And they were Plumates. They're all here. They're hanging together. Hope you guys are all getting along.
You don't hear that a lot?
No, I don't.
Oh, dang.
Surprisingly. Or if I have, I've just missed it, maybe.
Just
ponder my mind for it.
Mentally kind of checking out whenever it says it. There it is.
There
No,
was.
someone saying that there it is. The that it was mentioned. I think a lot of people were thinking about it. Let's see. You got suspenders. I keep your suspenders in there.
Didn't want to be the first to say it. Waiting for you to say it.
Could be.
Oh, this is the wrong kind of layer. What am I doing? Oh, I had a wrong layer error already. Whoopsie. We're not doing bingo today, but I have a bingo that I do for miscellaneous things, and e.g. wrong layer is the easiest one to get on the bingo because I do it within like every 10 minutes, it appears.
My trick is to just work on one layer. You can't
Honestly,
hide the
that's
wrong
smart
layer.
for management, and it's and it's much closer to doing traditional art too.
Yeah,
if that's
that's why I do
zone.
it, because generally, like when I learned, oh my gosh, it's green. There you go.
Oh no!
There we go. We go back. Sorry, everybody. It's the microscope. It's the technical microscope thing.
Yeah, we're using, what do you call them? The electron microscopes, where you have to like plug them into a computer to see. The connection's a little finicky today, unfortunately.
Some plumie was just chewing on the wires or something. Not really. But they might have left some Cheetos or some tortilla chips or something lying around that's short circuiting something. I always need to clean up after the plumies, but they do a good job after themselves too. They're nice, they're wholesome, they're very helpful. All good. Maybe
we need to make an offering to the electron microscope. Are you aware of the things scientists do?
No.
Uh-oh.
What do they do?
So what scientists will do is sorry, it goes silent. I'm like, no, I've lost you. Scientists will make offerings to their machines. Often, like people who work in like server centers or like, chemists who have their weird like mass spec machines and stuff. They'll put snacks on top of it as like an offering to see if it will make them cooperate better.
Oh, actual offering. That's so funny though. Isn't there like is it Shinto?
Like actual offerings
in Japan that essentially everything has a little god? So you could essentially
Yeah. So we make offerings to the gods of computers or gods of printmaking. I used to do that in my studio in hopes that it would make my students do better, maybe. Make them clean up. Get smited for not cleaning up, also maybe.
Smited, goodness.
I mean, because if it's not the strange god smiting them, it'll be me. And I think they prefer strange god over me.
Oh, really? Maybe. I don't know.
You know
But
how it goes when
I've
you have
kind
a teacher who's...
Yeah, but I've like teaching some language stuff, and people are almost like, I said, like if you don't do your language courses, evil might come and make you do them, and then people like stop doing them.
Oh, they want to see evil. They know what they're up to. They've got a game plan.
Yeah, exactly.
But see, that's how they're getting you. They want the evil from you. You have to find some other deity you fear in order to get them to do there. That's the secret. Rule by fear is the secret.
At one point, jokingly, someone was kind of like, I haven't done my streak today. I just timed them out for the rest of the stream.
You said, do your streak now. You don't have a choice. You have to.
Yeah.
When people tell me that they should be in bed or that they're really sleepy, I should take a page out of that book and be like, all right, well, bedtime. Bonk.
Bedtime, bonk, yeah. Bye.
Go smoke Mimi.
Snork Mimi.
No choice. Yeah, smoke Mimi time. Oh.
Right, so you had your
I will
start
say,
there.
my electron microscope issue is preventing me from drawing, unfortunately, right now, too.
How about a Fungi? How about a Fungi for now? You reckon?
Wait,
I can bring in a Fungi for
Perhaps.
now. Let me see. Let's close it. It's okay.
I usually does not have trouble.
No, but it's okay. Like I can bring in a Fungi for now, and we can reactivate it or something later. But it's okay. They've seen you. They've seen you move.
I have. They know I'm real. They know I'm not being held hostage.
Yeah.
I'm here of my own volition.
Some people already wrote that they did not expect this the crossover, but it's I guess creatives they just work that way.
Yeah, I would say that this is not an unexpected crossover in some way. We both enjoy the outdoors in some manner, it appears, as being forest creatures, and then We're both creatives. We both like character design.
Yeah.
Oh, am I fully gone now? I think I've fully
I've
vanished.
I've turned it off, so just in case.
Oh, I see. There we go.
Working with
Preserve
the
battery on the microscope. Let it charge.
Oh my goodness, something's happening with the blending mode. It's a blending mode. It's a blending mode. There you go. Boop. You're dancing.
I'm dancing. I can't see that I'm dancing yet, but I will. I'm sure I am. My things are working normally now. Oh, there it is. Now I see the blending mode.
There you go.
There we go. Now I can just bounce a little bit. If that one's too distracting, I can give you a different version. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we can
It's
match.
cute,
Oh, I'm still
though.
doing it as if you can see that.
It's cute. I like
Thank
it.
you. Just a little bouncy guy.
Yeah.
Have you ever done any amount of pixel art drawing before?
I have nothing shown here, but I have. I do have some knowledge of it, limited knowledge. I used to really like to do icons and animated icons for things.
Ah, back in
Yeah.
the good old like deviant art type days, that was where I had my basis in.
Like what is it? Not Discord, but any kind of any place that lets you have an animated icon, I guess. DeviantArt would, I suppose.
Yeah, DeviantArt, you could have them on there, or like for like your page stuff. I wish there used to be a way I think on Twitter to have it, but I don't know if you can still do that now.
I don't know really. Some game dev experiences have also said that I've also done sprites for smaller personal game projects and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That would be where it was pretty much.
That checks out. It's fun. I like them because, like you were saying, with getting to draw, only on one layer, it's a lot more like traditional art. That's sort of the freeing thing with pixel art, is just sheer quantity of things to juggle when you're doing full resolution drawing. It's like, this line could be 2 millimeters to the left or right, and it's going to change something. In pixel art, it's like, wow, you only have so many options. There's only, 64 different blocks that can and cannot be filled, so might as well make the most of which ones you can. It's nice, takes some of the stress out.
At some point, I would want to learn to do how do you say that? Low poly, like low poly 3D stuff. Because I've sure in terms of prop design, I've also done some isometric tutorials and stuff for isometric prop design. But I've never really gotten around to learning 3D modeling enough to actually model the props, because that would be really fun to both model it and then paint it, like do the texturing.
Yeah, there's also like one of my favorite things you can do if you want to do like pixel texturing for stuff. There's a direct link you can use. This is like getting weird technical stuff, but if you know Sprite,
I know of it, not much, and how to use it, but yeah.
Sprite is just like a program that's built specifically exclusively for pixel art, so it's just got a lot of quality of life stuff that's really nice. Where it like kind of cuts the fluff that you don't need if you're not doing full resolution. But you can directly link it into Blender, because like Blender's texturing abilities are
yeah, I've heard.
famously.
I know people make it do somehow, make do with it somehow, but I've heard that's kind of like it leaves a little bit to be desired.
Oh, yes, in every way. But Sprite connects directly into Blender, so then you can just texture right in Sprite and it updates real time. It's so nice.
That's cool.
But I highly suggest trying low poly. It's so much more manageable than jumping into 3D directly at high poly, for the same reason as pixel art is. There's just less to manage. Less vertexes.
I've heard different takes of it too, but maybe it depends on your approach, right? Like people say that low poly is difficult to do and easier to sculpt, but then it's like what do you do 3D for, I guess, because sculpting is different from modeling, I would say.
Yeah, I am not a sculptor. If I'm gonna sculpt, I want to be doing it in like wax or clay or something in real life. I have never figured out digital sculpting because I'm so used to the analog way of doing it. It's just not the same. It just doesn't work. I don't know.
It's kind of like how I'm not very good at sketching digital personally. Like I much prefer even a post-it note, even a sticky note. I would sketch with ballpoint pen. It's like my favorite medium of sketching. but sketching digital, I never really got the hang of it. This, what I'm doing now is as close as it gets, but I would be much faster traditional style.
I also used to be that way. It took me a long time. I had to do all my master's work pretty much digitally, which is what finally forced me to figure out how to sketch digitally. But there is just something about drawing on paper where, because you're making like almost like final decisions up front, especially if you're working in pen, it really forces you to see and think through what you're doing.
Yeah.
In a way that's so nice. It's so beneficial. So I that checks out to me entirely.
What do you have anything you hold, like an item or something? Because I'm just giving you wings at this point.
Do I hold anything?
You had a book?
I often hold clipboards and books and like pens and stuff. I could hold a shroomate.
And a shroomate, I guess, when they actually do get held, apparently.
They can be held. I can hold my son Gary. He was like our stock standard shroomate.
Oh, it's named. Mine is just Ploomy on my head. It's just the Ploomy.
Mine only has a name because he does text to speech.
Right.
So we had to tell him things, or like let him be a whole creature almost.
Yeah, I've been wanting to do that with my Ploomy because it's rigged and everything, right? But
yeah.
With the text to speech, I do the voice myself usually. Yes,
my text to speech voice. No, I just do text to speech like this.
That's pretty good. What the heck?
Oh, I have a synthetic voice. I am actually a robot. Don't tell anybody, please. They will not believe me otherwise.
I wish I could see like my actual face at that. That's crazy. What the heck?
Thank you.
That's a good impression.
It's the vocoder thing.
Hello, I am vocoder. Hello.
No, I just do the voice generally. Make a pretend Steve Hawking voice kind of a thing.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Thank you.
This is our glimpse at if you were like a Vocaloid.
Yeah, I guess so. No, I can't really sing with it. Especially when you add that kind of like lo-fi kind of I use my throat to do the sound, of course, but it kind of goes like it never really sounds clean from a Vocaloid, or at least early day Vocaloids, and it doesn't sound like it's more like you know, kind of lo-fi
yeah, they're
sound.
a little crunchy. Crunchy. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm trying to think of like the better way of combining your name with Miku now.
Miku. Oh, good luck.
Vilku. That just sounds like a villain.
Hootsune. Hootsune. Something. Cool.
That's good. That's good. I'm writing that down.
Oh, okay, fine. we are people of puns here, so.
Yeah, we also love a good pun. I had some in my very early days. Some of my community members would be like 80% of their interactions puns, and they always felt bad about it. And I was like, no. I don't know if you understand that this is fantastic.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You're helping me be more clever. I'm a little naive. I won't always get what they mean, but like they're really good sometimes.
Yeah, and a good pun it's quite tricky to really get you need to first of all master the language to actually be able to do a good pun.
Yeah, that's definitely one of those things with languages that you can tell somebody really has a good grasp on it if they can participate in like idioms and metaphor and
exactly. Yeah,
all of those different angles.
It is essentially a language flex to do a pun.
Yeah, well, Do you have any language flexes? Do you have any good language
aside
puns?
from knowing 4?
I mean, that's already a flex, but I was asking more so for like if you had an example. That's already a flex. Don't get me wrong here.
What is it like? Can't think of straight off the bat, but I do always feel really proud of myself when I'm able to make a pun in like Dutch, because it's like the most recent language I'm learning. Other than that, idioms and stuff like that is just kind of, sometimes it's fun to translate one to the other, but I don't really know what I may know the languages, but I don't really have a repertoire of kind of showing off in a way, so I don't really know.
Ah, that's fair. Very, very humble, huh?
Yeah, I don't really know how to really go about it aside speaking them straight up.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, that's more useful anyway.
Those that don't know, I do. It comes with the territory of being a green language owl, but I do know in order of like learning them fluently, Swedish, Spanish, English, and Dutch. And I've dabbled in some Japanese and some other languages, but I would not be able to really get by with it. I can usually follow a conversation somewhat in Japanese, like kind of know if I know the context, but it's in terms of building sentences myself, it's a little tricky. So, yeah.
Do you have any particular tips for people who are learning languages? Knowing that many, you must have some strategies in some
I don't
manner.
know, like, 'cause I've always liked to break down a language to its absolute kind of core of it. When I ask for translations, usually for literal translations, I like to hear them in broken translations so I can understand the system. I guess for me with the puzzle, like that, I really like puzzles. I like seeing systems and habits and everything in things, right?
Yeah. That's
So
kind of like a mindset.
yeah, so it's kind of like if you're telling me that, okay, so I have something, I would rather you tell me what does this mean? Sometimes people like to try to help you out and say this means that you have something, but you're supposed to tell me it says you something have, and then I kind of start understanding the grammar of how to build the sentences. Yeah.
Let you piece it together. Don't give you too much.
The other thing is, I don't know, watch SpongeBob or Peppa Pig in the other language you want to learn.
That, honestly, that has been my current strategy. I've been trying to learn Italian for the bulk of my lifetime. I was betrayed. I'm the first generation of my family to not get any from birth, and I'm so sad about
Italiano. Molto bene.
Molto bene. My Italian, I can understand a lot of Italian. I can understand most of it because my grandparents spoke it, but I can't put sentences together really at all. And most of it's vibe. I don't know what the exact word being said is, but I know what the vibe of the sentence is.
Yeah.
Based on whatever it is. But the biggest trouble is always just not having anyone else to practice with, I feel like.
That is always
where I don't
case,
get the practical use. So like,
a lot of people, for sure. A lot of people kind of, how do you say that? For Japanese, the people that want to learn Japanese and are very much into games and anime, that is a good way to keep it fresh and practice because you keep hearing it, right?
Yeah.
But when it comes to, because I studied French at school when I was younger, but it doesn't, it did not stick at all. I can maybe watch a movie in it because French has a lot of similarities with Spanish, which I know fluent. But just kind of doing it, like understanding, again, like building sentences myself is just really tricky. So it's just kind of that.
Yeah, gotta use it lest you lose it. Yeah. Every time I start getting it, I start losing it.
Boo.
That where I was required for a long time to take Spanish at school, and as classic with, Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, there's so many shared words, or like words that are one letter in difference, where I did terribly in Spanish class because I kept trying to spell things the Italian way or pronounce them the Italian way or use the Italian word.
Yeah.
And then it damaged my Italian because then I started doing them the Spanish way.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It was
I get that.
very funny.
So I had that with Scandinavian languages as well. Even learning Dutch was a bit tricky because there's a lot of words that sound essentially exactly the same. They just mean different stuff. Like rock, for instance, R-O-C-K, like it's spelled different in Dutch, but you spell it like rock, right? That means coat in Swedish.
Yeah, wait.
But it means skirt in Dutch.
I was gonna say in German, I think it's also skirt.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Squiiji did some German as well. So
I did. My German is incredibly rusty, but I knew some once upon a time. Apparently, I remember enough to know that was the same in German. Proud of myself.
Yeah, nice. Good job.
Thank you.
It's in there.
Good job to you, though. Just pulling your examples out of your pocket there.
Yes, some of them are really fun. It's just kind of finding the connection between the languages helped me learn them. With pronunciation and stuff like that too. A lot of people, like the Dutch people that I talk to, they don't really get it because Dutch generally has this kind of stigma of not sounding very pretty.
I
Because
hate that that's like a thing people say though.
Yeah,
People say
I
that about
don't-
German too, and I'm like, sorry, you can't appreciate it. That seems
yeah,
like a you problem.
exactly. I do feel like for me, Dutch has been one of the most fun languages to learn because even though it does have irregularities in grammar, it does also do the one thing that Swedish absolutely cannot do, and that is having the G's pronounced essentially the same all the time. Like Dutch, and
Oh.
I know at this point I know 3 languages, right? So Dutch is the first language that I feel genuinely you can write and spell the way it sounds. Like when you know the grammar and the spelling of the different words, you can hear how everything is spelled. I don't think I've ever had that with any other language because
Yeah, definitely not English. Couldn't be.
no,
couldn't be
and
English.
Swedish, no, Swedish definitely not. Spanish has this kind of deal with Q and C having the K sound, like K is QUE, you know?
Oh yeah.
Or you can, or you have C instead of K, so you can never really know which one is which unless you're very how do you say, very well versed in it.
Yeah, Italian, it's the CI situation where sometimes it's ch
Yeah.
or not, and then
Like
sometimes you
for-
still have a CH, and then sometimes it's just a k.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
For-
Why are you
Ciao,
swapping?
ciao is like that, right? Ciao.
Yeah, chow is like that. But then there's some circumstances where it's not like that. And I don't know what the rule is, because there really isn't one. It's vibes. You just gotta know
Yeah.
the individual instances of it to some degree.
The tricky one in Dutch is essentially the equivalent of English be going a and un, like when you talk about a word or an object. This is a parachute, or this is an orange, some kind of a thing, you know. The equivalent in Dutch is also really tricky because they have the or het, as they say before a language, and Swedish is also before a word, and Swedish is also tricky like that.
Oh.
English is pretty straightforward because if it has a vowel sound, it's un, and if it's any other like a consonant sound phonetically on the word after, it's a. So that's why you say un RPG instead of, even though it starts with an
Yeah.
R, yeah, because
See,
it sounds
I
like
think about that so
RPG.
often.
But that rule does not really apply much in Dutch unless you use diminutive form and make everything sound smaller. Because then it's
I
het
just
for
love
everything.
it being called that in the first place. Diminutive.
Yeah, and if you use diminutive form, then you can make everything sound small, and then everything is het. And that's why everything is small in the Netherlands, because I bet people struggle with that. So everything is small. If you would hear the words and the expression for everything, you would fit right in. You would think you would fit right in, and then you have the tallest people on Earth walking around. But yeah, that's a different that's a different situation.
Honestly, thinking about that, like I'm 5 centimeters tall. The world is a big, scary place. That seems
5 centimeters.
Verbiage works, but man, I know they have like their. Isn't it that? What is it? The TwitchCon? The one is the one in Europe in
Rotterdam? Yes. That
Yeah.
Is, TwitchCon is. Yeah.
I had a friend who went there, and they were like tall women. So many of them. I was
Yeah.
like, fantastic. But I was like, oh boy, the experience going to concerts as somebody who is 5 centimeters short, as you can imagine.
Oh yeah.
You kind of miss.
Oh my goodness.
You kind of don't see very much. You gotta find like a kind friend to put you on their shoulders or something.
Hmm.
You can just fly, so you've got unfair advantage. Oh wait, can you fly?
I can fly.
Okay.
It's been a
there
while
you go.
though, because I had to hide my wings, so it's been a while.
Ah, I see. You know, honestly, concerts is a good opportunity as any to, dust off the.
It's
rust.
tiring though. You gotta keep flapping.
I mean, I guess if
birds
there's,
do best when they glide and kind of get carried by winds. Maybe I'll have to be like I don't know how to go about it.
Do you know
maybe I
those
can
like they've got
perch
like the
somewhere really
seaside
high.
festivals? You could do well at a seaside like music
Oh, that's very
festival
true.
then.
Very true. Very true.
I
Me
can't
and the
think of any of those off the top of
seagulls.
my head, but yeah, all they do is glide. So then
Yeah,
get the best view in the house.
nice. I'll keep that in mind. Just go like
There you go. Summer
seaside,
plans.
tie myself down and then go kind of like kite surfing essentially, but just watching Yeah, with my own feathers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put yourself in a tie line.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, careful plumies. You might look up the next concert you go to and you'll just see a man just flying up there, just floating. I imagine you just like silhouetted against the sun.
Yeah. Just see
It's
it
a
in the
bird,
ground.
it's
What
a
the heck
plane.
is? Yeah. Oh, it's a bill. Okay, I was just watching a
It's okay.
concert.
No-
Okay, I see.
Yeah, normal things. This is to be
Yeah,
expected.
yeah.
No need to freak out. It's okay. He's allowed.
He's allowed. The local owl bird. Now the thing is, right? Lore-wise, I'm supposed to hide. Otherwise, people might suspect and they might come after the jewel because my city was attacked when I was youngling. When I was a youngling. For you guys that don't know, you can check the lore video on my channel. It's on videos. It's a long form video. I made the art for the recording and the editing. So very proud of it. Check it out. Like 8 minutes. Story of this owl person.
Sounds like a very well worth watch. I was gonna say that from that distance, I don't think they'd be able to see if you're flying high up like a kite.
Oh, I guess so.
You're like, what is that weird blob up there? If they get like the binoculars out, then maybe you're in trouble. But like,
oh, that's true.
you might be okay up there.
Maybe.
I did turn your gem into like a little like mossy little thing.
That's fine.
I feel like if you were in turn more forest attached, maybe you could have just like magic moss or something.
Magic moss, heck yeah. glowy moss.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, like, you know, like the like sort of like glowy moss, or you know when they have like the little fruiting bodies they have on them that are little like gold or orange thingies that stick off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Miri. Thank you. Linking the lore video.
Ah, there we go. Yay! Worth checking out. I was gonna look at it, but then I was like, I can ask you questions, and that way the shroommates who've appeared will also just get answers.
Get the answers. Sure.
Make the shroommates learn lore also.
Thank you. Yeah.
But I will also take a look at it also. At some point in time too.
That was a lot of work to do. Like when looking back at it, it's like, how the heck did I get that done at the crunch time of things?
Yeah,
So-
that is seriously impressive because on some level, like when people work on those things, that's an animatic. You have done like
Essentially
40% of the
animatic,
work
yeah.
of animating something. Like
Mhm.
you figure out all your shots. Like that's so much work. I mean, turns out fantastically, and it's something to
thank you.
absolutely be proud of. But man,
It's a lot of work.
yeah,
That
gotta be
it
prepared
is.
for the commitment.
Yeah. My commitment is always the plumies.
Yeah, I'll say this fella's working hard for y'all, huh? Let me say
They get well fed, as they say.
well fed. There you go. Yeah, very well fed. I say you just had all your anniversary stuff too. I'm sure they got fantastically well fed from that as well.
Yeah, I sang for them. Me, Vilhelm, I can't sing Vanderbos. Went and now cannot say that anymore, apparently.
Yeah, no, illegal. You have a whole song cover out and it's good. I don't think you're allowed to say that.
Well, the song cover also has a like the refrain is like la la la, so they can just sing that to me back, and I'll be like, yeah, I guess you're right.
There you go. You've permitted them to call you a liar.
Yeah, I have plumies that have a they put like a instead of a swear jar, they have like a lying jar.
That's pretty good. How much money are you up to now? Do you have enough to go like out to get dinner or something yet?
That plumie essentially bought a lot of memberships, so I think they have a lot of money.
There you go. They're
Give it all
cashing
back.
in.
Give it all back. Yeah.
Right. Oh well, I mean, beneficial. What do they call that? I'm trying to think of the biology word. Symbiotic relationship between different owls.
Go
They're
for
still-
equivalent exchange as alchemists.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Alchemists. Yeah. Bring a little of that in. That almost tangents me into something I was going to ask you.
Oh, go on,
which
go
is
on.
that
I'm interested.
I wanted to know if there are any pieces of media that you think subconsciously affect your drawing style. Which I guess is a hard
Pieces
question.
of
'cause-
media, huh? Well, first of all, because I did see animation a lot when I was young, I guess like that it really affected me wanting to draw to begin with. I really like anime style, the cell shading anime style, especially the kind of older styles that I kind of got more got more like introduced to later, I guess, when I kind of retroactively watched a lot of retro anime. But I do enjoy the kind of a hybrid kind of deal when you have a lot of expressiveness of like Western animation. I mean, Avatar and Last Airbender and Korra are really good examples of like good hybrid mashup of the two.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely agree with that. They're so expressive, but they're still in the sort of the semi-realism style that isn't as cartoony. It's a very interesting fusion.
Yeah, I do realize like with the Last Airbender, the first season, you could tell that they were trying a lot of stuff from episode to episode and animation style and stuff like that. And then at some point they kind of settled for like something to go for. But I think it's really interesting to see the jumps like that.
Yeah. They figure out how they want to execute it.
Yeah,
it's nice that they had that sort of freedom with like style guides and stuff. Animation tends to be so strict about like it has to look like this is how it has to be from the get-go, we all have to do it exactly the same. But getting that sort of freedom to experiment and try some new things and see how it's working sort of in real time must be really nice. That's like developmental strategy.
I think I would say something that affects my art styles usually, it's always been video games, really. Mainly. If there's anything else, it would be music. Usually, like the easiest way, if I'm just gonna go off vibes and inspiration, finding good songs that I kind of will put ideas in my head. Or usually, whenever I have an idea, I try to listen to a song I like, because if I can tie an idea to a song, I can find it again by listening to the song, so to say.
That's kind of neat.
As a kind of like using multiple, kind of like applying a memory to a taste. Like, oh, if you taste something that you had in a specific part, you kind of almost get brought back there. So for a while, like when I would be busy during the days, I would not be able to draw, but I have a lot of ideas. I would be listening to certain like soundtracks that would trigger a lot of ideas, and then because I couldn't write them down, being busy, I could just listen back to the song and find the idea again later.
That's
Worked pretty good.
Strategy. I've never thought of like, 'cause that's like a method of drawing inspiration almost, where like I listen to music while I work, but I have this thing where I tend to lock in and lose the world around me, and then I come back to and realize my playlist went silent like 4 hours ago.
Yeah, I have that too. Or I have the same song that I had the idea on, because sometimes I had how do you say that? I got like a very vivid picture that I kind of want. Oh, I really want to draw that, but it's like 5 seconds in like a 3-minute song, right? So just looping the song every time I got to that part, I was just kind of like, okay, I gotta take in the picture and then work for the rest of the song.
No, I understand that too, where like I less so for that, but like in printmaking, sometimes I'd need the motivation. Man, reclaiming screens takes so long, and it's nothing but willpower. So I'd be like, okay, put on a specific song, and there's just like one part of the song where it's like, okay, I need this one part over and over and over and over again to motivate me to get through this.
Yeah. Exactly.
Gives me the willpower. I can pretend I'm living my life's a movie. I'm living in it.
I usually will listen. Otherwise, like the kind of music I listen to now is usually lo-fi kind of things like that. But lo-fi is really good background sound, I guess, like ambient sound, but not so much kind of a motivator for me. When I do art, I do like to have something more either video game soundtracks or something. Because sometimes I will like, even if it's a specific video game soundtrack, it might still put an idea of something completely different, but still kind of inspired by the vibe of the song.
No, I know what you mean. I also tend to listen to a lot of video game soundtracks, despite the fact that I don't play a ton of them.
Yeah,
the reason I got into VTubing or like liking VTubers in the first place is because I can just listen to them play the game while I draw. Best of both worlds. But there's a lot of such fantastic soundtracks.
Yeah,
I love listening to that while I draw. And it's always funny also finding out, because I don't always, you know how Spotify does the thing where they'll just like give you songs sometimes, they make you discover. I won't know what a song is from. I won't know it's in a soundtrack from something until I see someone play the game and I'm like, oh, what? Where did that come from?
I get you. I know that song, what the heck? Yeah,
it's like, why do I know this? Why is this somewhere within my brain already?
Was that a good answer, or were you considering something else if you had an example otherwise?
I mean, that is maybe not the direction that I was intending for, but honestly, that doesn't. The direction I intended for doesn't really matter. You gave a good answer.
Okay. No, I just wasn't sure, so.
Nah, you're good. I was gonna say, because for me, it's the thing where I slowly find out, like, you know, I draw big shoes. I draw big feet. That's just the way that I am. That's definitely Kingdom Hearts influence. Or like, I recently changed the way I draw noses. I used to draw them like the underside, little like round arc thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that was something that I realized I was doing because I read Soul Eater growing up, and that's how the manga that does it. Where it's like the funny little things that I hadn't innately intended to have in my art, but just sort of like appeared over time, figuring out where they came from, like trying to sort of do like almost like archaeology.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah,
where the style comes from.
Yeah. I'm not entirely sure, honestly, about where the different things come from in my art, because it's taken so many steps, like so many jumps. Now, sadly, I've not been able to really show any of my older art to the Bloomies. I've already said so before that it's like would have a bit of a doxing nature, but
yeah, but I'm also in that boat. I feel you.
what I've been able to show, at least, I'm really happy to have been able to do more art and bit by bit show what I can do.
Yeah.
Because starting completely from scratch in terms of what my art is about and what I can do, like a year back, I had to kind of build up the repertoire and everything again. But I'm not entirely sure. I thought that I would find inspiration from games and gacha games such as Genshin, but then I don't completely vibe with gacha games at all. I think they look beautiful, but because I can't really get into them, I have a hard time being inspired by them, if that makes sense.
No, I'm in a similar place. Despite the fact that I end up talking about them quite often, I've definitely expanded how much I know about them exponentially in the last 9 months. They don't personally, like, they don't grab me. Maybe it's their mechanics, maybe it's the way that they do their design inherently. But I also don't really take a lot of inspiration from them, unfortunately. I'm a old head RPG person.
Right. For me, it's like I like the way they look and everything, but I like to play. If I play games, I like to play games on my terms, not the game's terms. So dailies and stuff like that, and once I miss one, then I'll just be like, well, okay, whatever. My streak is lost.
I like my single-player, story-driven game where if I can't play it for a month and a half straight because I'm too busy with work, it's not gonna punish me. And why can't the world be like that anymore? I know that maybe that's better for profits and things like that, but...
Let's see. You said you didn't really have any, like, that knowledgeable of PlayStation games, but there was a game for PlayStation 2 that really inspired a lot in terms of, you know, when you start off drawing stuff, right? For me, like, it's starting drawing video game characters and stuff like that, like, really inspired and looked really cool. Because I've already had that from seeing video games. It's like, oh, I would love to learn how to draw that, or I would love to learn how to draw like that. There was very much chasing styles until I kind of settled for something that I feel like is very, like, it's my style, and like it's adaptable. So Dark Cloud or Dark Chronicle. Dark Cloud 2. Dark Chronicle is like really beautiful, cell shaded style.
Yeah,
I really like that.
One of my best friends. That is one of her favorite games of all time. So I am quite familiar. I've never played it myself, but I've seen the art style, I've seen the gameplay. It seems like a really good game.
It has a lot of fun mechanics. I never really got that far in it when I had, because I think the console I had just broke at some point. But the art style, the game itself has this kind of it was an action RPG, like exploration thing, but also aside from going dungeon slashing and monsters and stuff like that, you also have this kind of exploring the different parts of the cities or different places that you go, and you get a camera and you can take pictures of your environment to use the elements to invent things. Like if you need let's say you need to do I don't know, like let's say you have to build a shower, okay, or something like that. So you take a picture of a drain pipe, like from a house on the side, like the tubing, You take a picture of a barrel and something else, and then you can put that together into like a shower or something like that. So it kind of makes you want to go around and explore what you can put together essentially and pull inspiration to build things, create things. So it's kind of fun.
Yeah, that's neat.
Yeah.
I like that as a game function, where like some of my favorite time I've spent in some games is like not using the game for what it's meant to. I've played Elden Ring. I'm not a gamer. I didn't get very far. But you know what Elden Ring is really good for?
Environments?
Yeah. If I do like plein air painting in Elden Ring, where I will just like set myself up somewhere that looks nice.
Yeah.
And you know, also has to be somewhere where there's no enemies, or I just kill everything first. And then I'll just do like little like digital painting studies. It's so nice for that.
Yeah, Elden Ring is beautiful. Like they have, you can take screenshots. It looks like a freaking postcard. They've worked on their
It's beautiful. The game doesn't have a built-in thing for painting. I have it open on one monitor, and then I draw it on my like tablet monitor. But you can do that in any game theoretically, if it can pause or if you're not in danger, I guess.
Some games have photo modes that you can essentially pause everything and just set something up, and even crank up the graphics for just the photos. So
yeah, that is true also. There's a lot of references at our hands, because one of my other favorite things that I hear people do for reference is when people use like The Sims or Minecraft or something like that for doing like interior drawing spaces.
yeah.
They work really well
it's
for
really
references.
clever.
Yeah. I haven't gotten to try very many of those because I've never played The Sims. I just haven't gotten to try a lot of them, but like Elden Ring definitely scratches that itch in a nice way.
Nice.
Yeah.
I know like the Zelda games should be able to do that too. I think the most recent ones on the Switch, I think, should be able to as well. They've got a lot of nice visuals.
I should try doing that. I have Breath of the Wild. Once again, another game where I've had Breath of the Wild. Technically, I've had that one almost since release, and I still have not beat that game. I think I just have to do the final fight left. But, you know, maybe that'll be the thing that gets me to open that game once more, is drawing some nice environments. That's one of the things on my like bucket list for this year. Is there's a couple of things I want to learn to draw. I want to learn to draw teeth real well. I want to learn to get real good at teeth.
Oh.
Strange choice, but I really respect people who draw really nice like mouths, which is such a strange sentence. But
like you very detailed or so, or just kind of make good looking mouths in general.
Honestly, either. Right now, you know, anime just kind of lets us do like a vibe for a mouth. Like the mouth you've drawn and the mouth I've drawn is like, you know, the anime simplified mouth. But like, I love when people have the anime style where they still render all the teeth somehow and it doesn't look out of
they
place.
got the rows. I know what you mean.
It's so neat. I gotta figure that one out. But the other one is I'm gonna do environments. But is there anything you have as like a thing on your checklist of things that you want to practice learning how to draw?
Yeah, I would like to do a splash illustration, like when you pull a gacha character, for instance. I would like to draw full on like a little how do you say that, like a little stand almost for it. Something like that.
I don't know what the words you use to describe it either are, but I know what you're talking about. Like I have a vision in my brain of what you mean, where they've got their little like illustration, they've got their kind of like color thing behind them that separates them from the background maybe a little bit.
Like you have like a very like, how do you say that? Bit of a background. If it's someone walking in the city, you kind of see enough to see like some cityscapes in the background to kind of give the color.
Yeah, they give you just like a hint.
And enough. Yeah. I would like to learn to do that sometimes. Ooh. But we are almost like at May, which is May tomorrow. And I've yet to really, that was like almost like a New Year's resolution, so to say, that I wanted to do. So yeah, I'm getting there. But with that in mind, even the character I'm drawing of you here is like I've drawn a little bit more. I've gone from portraits to do a little bit more interesting poses, at least, which is a good start, which is a good direction to that. So that's
one of the best things for me that I love to see is the expansion from basic standing pose into pose that tells us things about characters. That's like my best character development for seeing like my students in their work, is when I see them go from this is a guy standing to this guy is now doing something, or is, you know, gesturing in some manner, or you know, is telling you something of their personality. I cheer. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
let's go. Because it's one of those things where like people, you know, people are dissatisfied with their art or their style. Sometimes it's something as simple as that, where by making that change, that adds some like looseness and life in a way that makes you feel like you've improved like 700%. And I love to see those kinds of like breakthrough moment things.
Definitely. Expressions are something really interesting.
Yeah. There's so much to subtlety also with anime, which we were talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender, where like they don't really do a lot of subtlety. They like being more cartoony, which is beautiful on one hand. But I am very impressed as somebody who is more cartoony by the range of motion that some animes that are in that more subtle art style can convey. Like there's a beauty to not having to overemphasize. I don't know if I'm enunciating what I mean by that quite well enough, but there's something very beautiful in the way that they can show so much with so little. Yeah. And that truly takes a lot of skill to do, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, it's really tricky to properly get it like that too. It's with a lot of the styles and studies, just like even the cartoony ones, it's very easy to overshoot, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's very easy to do. I mean, there's the two camps, which is that for some people it's very easy to do too little. They don't exaggerate enough, and then things feel stiff.
Yeah.
But once you know how to make there be enough action in anything, it's so easy to overshoot and just go full sail cartoony, full sail goofy. It's a hard range to stick to. It's hard to be in that zone, and I always overshoot. I like being cartoony, so I don't mind it.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of respect for people who manage to rein it in.
You have cartoony for animation, you have cartoony for comics, you know? It's like almost like it's easy to from one to go to another, because you have expressions you can really add some creases and wrinkles and stuff. You really want to be like, that's like frustration or really like a surprise. But then if you want to go really cartoony, you can do the boing and the eyes are outside the, you know, it's such a long range to go everywhere.
Yeah, I also similarly I love like VTuber models also having those layers of expressiveness where like I'm pretty reined in my expressiveness, and I feel like most VTubers are. But the ones who can pull the faces that are real crazy, it's so good. I have so much respect for the people who do the rigging work and all the art behind the scenes that lets that happen. Yeah, it's like very magical in every way.
Yeah, like I get what you mean. I'm plenty happy with the with kind of the expressions upgrade that I got for like just the mouth. But even so, I'm a bit limited compared to a lot of other people that can get really expressive. Just follow my like. You can make like a funny silly face, but yeah, other people really have really like, especially when I have big eyes or something. Eyes can be so expressive. Love that.
Yeah, I will say there is still there's definitely benefits to being more pared down in that manner, which is that in my miscellaneous research of topics, looking into like why certain trends happen with like rigging for models and things like that, you are very safe from having just fully gorked up expressions by having a little bit more of a limit, where mine are not quite as crazy, but I will have the worst auto thumbnails on God's green earth. One eye half closed, my mouth is halfway open, everything's lopsided, I look like I'm angry perpetually maybe. They're so funny. But like if you're trying to be an idol in any manner, that's not the move. Not the move.
You get those awkward having the opposite of being photogenic. Essentially, like you get this the awkward kind of almost half blinking face every time someone takes a picture of you.
Yes. What do they call it? In K-pop, they call it like aura loss, I think, right?
Aura loss, like they lose their aura.
Yeah,
I never heard
what are they
that.
called? Like aura points? I don't know very much about K-pop. My
That's
sister's
such a
very into
funny
K-pop, but-
expression that I do feel like I could totally see that being an expression. But it's yeah, I've never heard that. It's so funny.
So don't worry, you're pretty safe from aura loss, but not me.
I just close my eyes when I look at the tablet because tracking is like, oh, you're looking down now. No.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. Mine tracks me looking at my tablet pretty well, but that's because I have range of motion. I get the 3D benefit of if I look
Nice,
down, it
yeah.
just looks like I'm looking down. It just follows me.
Nice.
But it's not too bad. Every once in a while, I don't know if you've seen my arm situation, which is that my arms decide they're doing funny things. I don't have great control over the puppet that is the body I currently inhabit. Not all the time. It's a learning process.
When I will say, because of the animations and the things you have, when I was gonna think of a pose to draw you as an owl, instantly the only pose I could see in my head was T-pose, T-pose, T-pose. I was like, dang it! That's the because of the how do you say that in Twitch again?
The channel point redeems?
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say I was talking on Monday about how this is so relaxing for me. I'm not being poked or prodded or tortured. I'm not having slime dumped on me. I'm not being thrown in the air. I'm just hanging out in this mansion more often. I'm safe. The Shroommates can't get me here. I say that they'll find a way, but they'll break into your house too. But
oh gosh, they gotta find it first. I mean,
that's
you
true.
had to sign that NDA and then get all blindfolded and everything and led through the woods,
Yeah,
right?
it's-
After all, so
What a weird process. That was a little bit strange, but the sacrifices we make. I'm happy to be here, so there's not much I wouldn't have done, but
there is tea, there's cookies, it's fine.
yeah, well fed. You brought the magnifying glass for me and everything. I was well
Yeah.
accommodated. It's not too bad. It's asserting dominance over the thumbnail. No. I don't need to do that. I can just hang out and we can be chill. I can be cozy, G, and we don't have to be engaging in things in that manner. No.
Speaking of, I gotta give a little shout out to, speaking of, you asked about pixel art, right? We have a Plumie that actually drew me, hadn't done pixel art before, so their first pixel art was essentially a sprite of me, in the, farming game, Fields of Mystria.
Yeah, I've seen it. I saw it on your thumbnails. It's really cute.
It's so good.
It's good.
Yeah.
Dang. See, that is one of the games that's on my list of games that I would love to play. They did a good job mimicking that art
It
style.
is so good. It's so good.
It's so
The
good.
game is so nice.
It seems so nice and relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested to see if anyone for your cozy OC challenge draws themselves in that style. I haven't checked the tag for it in a
that's interesting.
couple of days. I checked it a couple days ago. I'm working on mine. Don't worry. I'm doing my homework.
Oh, you're working on yours. Dang. We're gonna get a Squiiji one. I want to ask you what your cozy game is, but I think I'll just wait and find out, I guess.
It's not a very cozy game, I think, to people
No,
who
that's
aren't
fine.
me, but
But I said, like, if it's cozy to you, it's enough. I would just like want to know what game it is and then see what it looks like.
yeah. I'm treating it as like a style challenge, which I guess is what
Nice,
it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
But
Yeah, I guess so.
I love doing little style challenges where I feel like I learn the most from trying to mimic what somebody else is doing.
Yeah.
As far as like trying to learn anime-esque styles or things like that goes. So it's a nice learning opportunity. I'm on my training arc
Training arc.
for anime. Yeah. There we go. Let's see. Oh, did I tell you what mushroom? Because you're not just Shaggy Inky Cap. I got a whole forest situation happening for you. You got oyster
really,
mushroom,
really? Okay.
cravat. You have
Wow.
your bird is that hen of the woods is a type of shelf mushroom. So we've got that replacing
yeah.
the plumage of your cape. So that was you get 3 whole mushrooms, and one of them is kind of borrowing from my Halloween outfit, but it was so smart. I was like,
Oh, that's so nice.
this was just such a smart design idea that one of the Shroommates came up with for using oyster mushrooms for a cravat. I was like, this has to get used. This has to get used more times. So
That's so good.
enjoy.
Thank you.
And then I
That's
also
so good.
figured, thanks. I also figured you'd make, if you were somebody who, because like I'm trapped outside. I live outdoors. I go into a classroom sometimes, but I don't like to go inside. So if we're swapping lives in some way, you're gonna be a little bit more covered in moss, maybe ever so slightly. Like you're very, you know, refined in your presence right now, but I feel like you'd be a little bit more chaotic.
If I were a forest entity, like as such, I think so. Yeah.
You get to borrow a little bit of the chaos vibe. Also, I do want to say, you've drawn me so cute so far.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, for my case, I picked a northern white-faced owl for you because it's your colors.
Ooh,
and they are also known as transforming owls.
Okay.
Because in terms of impressing and keeping predators away, they can change shapes by fluffing or thinning out the feathers. Yeah, they can look. Let me see if I can grab some pictures and show it on stream.
Yeah.
They can mimic the look of a hawk essentially by just thinning and stretching their bodies.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
White-faced
Shroomy camouflage.
Owl.
I was afraid you're gonna make me like a screeching owl because they're little and kind of loud, but.
No, so we got here's a oh, this is a really cute one. Here you go. We'll show him on stream. Click. Here you go. What is what a northern white-faced owl looks like. They can look like they can just thin out and look like this to scare away other things.
Oh my gosh,
it's gonna look like an eagle. And let me see if I can find the other one. They can also hide their beak and really make their eyes go really big and fluff up their feathers to scare off other kind of predators like this.
Oh my gosh. I love them. Angie mode.
Angie and big-eyed mode.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, they're so expressive. That's
so yeah. I figured the because of the expressiveness and also the colors, it was a pretty good fit.
Yeah. That seems like a good match. Thank you. See, that's the benefit here. We're both experts in our own field. You've got owl knowledge. I've got some mushroom knowledge. Shake hands.
Do you have any good shaking hands. Do you have any good puns that you can do with mushrooms when you talk about yourself? It was an accidental one, but I realized that anytime I say I'll just be owl. So I'll go live, I'll be drinking, everything. It's like owl. So
that's a good one. I don't have a ton. I use I'm a pretty fun guy. I use that to death because that wounds everyone. I think they hate it.
I use it to death.
Pinnacle of dad jokes. Them. Yeah. The greatest thing to have, just slight contempt.
Slight contempt.
Just slight contempt. I say with nothing but love in my heart for the community. No. I'm kidding. I couldn't have contempt in my heart. I'm not capable of it. I'm too small. They couldn't fit rage into something this small. It wouldn't fit. I don't really know. I don't have a lot of mushroom puns. For Valentine's Day, I was trying to make some terrible e-cards, and we were doing I have so mushroom in my heart for you.
Mushroom.
For just like the for those ones. Let me see if I can think of any off the top of my head. I don't use a ton of them. I say shroom you later to say goodbye, but that's not really a pun.
Shroom you later?
For like see you later.
Okay, quickly. Bloomies could think of a good mushroom pun. Let's see. Let's see. Because you have cap, you get a mushroom cap.
Yeah, no cap. When I'm bald, sometimes they'll say no cap.
No cap.
My bald toggles. That works for that one. Other mushroom parts, they've got the stipe, they've got the gills. I'm not very fish-like despite having gills.
Okay, that's true, they do have gills.
Yeah, or sometimes they have pores, or they have teeth.
I feel like spores would be an easy one to do some puns off too.
Potentially. I haven't found any because unfortunately, people have unfortunately taken me saying spores about things and changed like 2 letters, I think, to make it sound like I'm saying something else.
Oh.
So I haven't really gone down that route for my own sanity's sake.
I see.
Yeah. I ain't about that life.
Getcha.
But I don't. Honestly, I need more. If you guys have any good pun suggestions for me, usually the puns that we have around the shroom state are much more circumstantial. Like they're more so related to the strange things I'm saying or doing.
Yeah.
rather than just me being a mushroom. But I don't know if I have any off the top of my head. Yours are pretty good though. The owl live. I love seeing what VTubers use for like their art tags and stuff like that. They're always so clever. I'm always so impressed.
Okay, we have to come up with that as well. As I was kind of like, this and that. Initially, I had another name for the plumies, right? But that kind of changed pretty quickly. So I really like the idea behind the name for the plumies. I don't know if you know it.
I don't know if I do. You're welcome to elaborate.
Yeah. The idea is that because I didn't give them the owl, the little owl mascot representation until later. So initially it was just the fact that I always went with the whole thing that I'll take you under my wing, you know. And so I just kind of figured that everyone is a feather under my wing. So because feathers come in different shapes and sizes, different colors, different origins, right? But because of that, also my wing grows bigger. So they lift me, I lift them, and we soar high in the skies together, essentially.
Oh, that's really wholesome. I like that.
Thank you.
That's cute.
So that's kind of where it went, and now they're all all of the little owls have their own little feathers. They also just have a little gem and whatever colors to represent them too.
Yeah.
So that's what a plumie is to me, essentially. I always say that if chat reflects streamer, then the plumies are the biggest compliment I'll ever get. They're all lovely, so.
Yay! That's fantastic. That's really cute. I like that.
Thank you.
Dang. I think True-mates are a good reflection of me too. They're goofy. That's mostly what they need to be. But they are also immensely kind and supportive, I think, at the end of the day. I wish the Shroomate, conveyed more of that angle, because I think it only conveys the goofy angle.
But they're there to show up and everything, so yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. They show up. I'm seeing them here. Thank you guys for coming.
There you go, there.
They're behaving. I'm relieved. But here we
give you your rings, your earrings.
I feel like I don't know if it's the pose or something, but some of the character design I've done before had me looking at references for like monster girls. I know I'm not a girl, but monster girls. And something about the way you've drawn me makes me think of, what is it called? The only thing I know about this is just the reference art I've seen from it, which is, I think it's Monster Musume? They've got I think they're supposed to be like the chicken human hybrids. I don't really know anything about that series, other than the fact that some of their concept art is really good. And
I don't really know.
The way you've done my wings feels kind of reminiscent of that, where they've got like cute, like different like versions of them.
Oh, okay.
But like the arms as the wings, I think is maybe what's making me think of that. But it's good. I like it.
I'm just like, I have no idea what to do with the arms right now.
I think they're getting there. They're going in the right direction. I've seen you block them out a couple times. They're getting there. Mad respect for the all-in-one layer situation.
What is the blocking out thing again? Just the shapes of it all?
Oh yeah, blocking out. So blocking out is usually when you're just doing like the general level of things. So like this isn't my block out. My block out was like, if I can find it, it's in this folder here, where you just do like general sketching of shapes. Actually, I might have erased it. I don't know if I still have it. Never mind.
It never happened.
I can see the original way I drew your head, but like it's just the.
Oh, okay, I see.
When you do big shapes, like I hadn't really figured out what I wanted your body to do yet, so I was just kind of laying things in for thought. Your hair changed astronomically once I looked at the correct reference and was like, I see. You're not that round. But it's just big shape layer. And then you refine further down from there out of the block out. Whoops, colors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or for when you were talking earlier about shading, you can block your shading in, which is what my color test is, where I put the colors in, but I just kind of slapped them in kind of loose, just so I could have the idea of what goes where. Yeah. Which also reminded me, I forgot to put your little ties on here. Your outfit is deceptively detailed, where...
Deceptively?
Yeah. I don't mean that in a bad way, but I mean that in the way of, like, it seems very, like I think this is just the general statement about a lot of like men's formal wear, which is that it seems like it's got like a very simple elegance to it, but the longer you look, it's like, oh well, there's more detail here, and then there's a detail here, and there's more detail here, and it manages to come together in a way that's not visually overwhelming.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, so like you've got like all the trims on your shirt, which they're not overwhelming, but they just add a nice like little bit of something as far as detail goes.
Yeah. So like I think it's generally that you don't overwhelm with different contrasts and different colors.
Yeah.
Or tones, because everything is kind of in a what is it, like 5 maybe tops colors that come back in generally for my outfit.
Yeah, your pants and your
and the vest, I guess. The top,
being the same color, yeah.
Yeah, kind and then it's the same red in the on the pocket, like with the handkerchief, with the strings and the tie of the hair, and I think it's the same for the shoes as well.
Yeah, your colors all have like callbacks somewhere else in the rest of it for good harmony.
Yeah, which is really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Easy, better readability, I guess.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I am not flying through the color section. When we get there, we'll fly maybe a little bit. But I did my color test in advance. I a lot of respect for you doing everything live. I'm just too slow.
I'm running behind though.
You're not running behind. You'll probably catch me at some point because
I will soon. I usually tell them like, don't blink or you're gonna miss it, and it's shaded.
Because you're doing things all in one layer. Yours is probably gonna be real quick once you get there. For me, I was like, I knew in 3 hours it's gonna take me at least 2.5 of them just to do line art because I'm maybe a little too particular.
Sasuga teacher, as they say, like, good job teacher. They know.
Thanks. With Genshin designs,
I'm gonna give you big boots for the, because you said you like big shoes.
Big boots. You can't see me right now, but that is like my main. I got big old feet for some reason. I don't actually have feet. I just have boots. There's nothing in them. My legs stop at the ankle, but.
But I figured you could have them here too.
Yeah, thank you. You've almost drawn me in like a summer version of my outfit too, which I like.
I guess so, with little shorts. I just kind of wanted to give almost like either leggings or something that kind of go in the owl's kind of talons kind of color.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. I like that for
if I just block out the wing here too, and we can maybe get to the shading. There you go, that works.
Say we have.
What about you know what? I'm gonna put a feather up. It looks like you're doing a thumbs up. That feels like that's something you would do.
I can give a thumbs up with my tracking, but it's real jank.
I think this is nice. There you go.
I'm a peace sign kind of person too, but I have this trouble with my hand tracking, which is that anytime I try and give a peace sign, it really likes to track one finger more than the other. And it doesn't track both of them.
I know of it. I know the problem.
yeah. I feel terrible. Every time it happens, I'm like, no, I don't mean it. I promise I don't mean it.
One other awkward thing is that because the UK tends to have their own kind of way of slang and symbolism, if you do peace sign backwards, like a lot of people do in Asia when they take pictures, that is also the equivalent of the middle finger. So
no, really? I didn't know that.
That is
no. Oh boy, that's not that's unfortunate. Or like thumbs down in some countries, instead of being just like bad, it's the
even thumbs up in some countries is also the middle finger, so you know, never really know.
Oh my gosh, you're never safe. There's no universal hand gestures.
Nope.
That's so rough. I always wished, because I will say the language I think I know the most of is sign language. But that is so not universal in any way. It's not even, ASL is not even universal. I know a lot of things that are specific to the East Coast.
I have heard about this, yeah.
Yeah, where even if I try and use sign language with somebody who is from the West Coast, we'll have to finger spell a bunch of stuff to each other because there will be just words that are said completely differently. It's so odd. I wish it was a little more standard. If at all possible, but it's a neat thing.
It's a sign language. That's pretty good. I would count that as a language. It was like, I asked if you knew any languages. You were like, no, not really. That is totally good.
I forget to count that one. I'm a little bit rusty right now, but I used to have almost interpreter level ability with it. That was the language I learned in college
I'm a huge fan of this is not really it, so like I don't mean to not give it enough credit of what it is, but I am a huge fan of nonverbal communication, in that sense that when you can distill your intentions and what you want to say to just a few couple of hand gestures, or kind of body language, I think that is so amazing that it kind of transcends kind of verbal and language in that sense.
Yeah.
I
For
think it's
people
really
who
good.
do a lot of traveling, they end up having a lot of really good skill in that, where there are just some ways, despite like hand gestures not being universal, there's some like body language that we can't misinterpret and things like that, with like facial expressions and stuff. It's really neat. It's a good skill to have. Yeah.
Did you know that you can tell something I've learned recently? I think I read somewhere. You can tell what kind of like a first impression is if anyone, usually men, I suppose, but or male representative, that the wrinkles in their faces is generally kind of gives a first impression of what kind of people they are.
Oh, I guess, yeah, I would say that's probably true for a lot of people, like once they hit middle age especially too, because then you can tell the history of what expressions they make a lot.
Exactly. And some people even in their 20s already get some of these kind of tells in wrinkles. Not like permanent ones, but you can already tell when you kind of move their face around that this has more of a tendency to want to go one place or the other. Yeah,
I have smile lines. I am not very old, but I definitely have smile lines, which is reassuring. You always worry about the vibe you give out in the world, and it's like, okay, the greatest reassurance you can get is the fact that you don't have like angry eyebrow wrinkle.
Exactly.
That is neat. I
That's
hadn't really
interesting.
thought about that. It makes sense. More you know. I love the learn something new every day part of being a VTuber.
Yeah, for real. Always learn stuff.
Whether it's I'm learning something for it or I'm learning something because of it, it's nice. It scratches the itch. I would be a perpetual student if I could be, but that costs money.
Learning. I really like learning. I like dabbling in stuff when it's something that really calls my attention or think is really fun.
Yeah.
I like
Is there
tinkering.
any? Yeah. Is there any like I know your current path is sort of where you are now, maybe, but is there anything like if you could go back and say, all right, I'm gonna study real hard from square one. I have the time. There's no problems. Is there any like subject you wish you would have been able to get that like I guess like professional level of training in?
Sure, language interpreter.
Oh, I mean,
translating probably, yeah, because this is just all self-taught.
You need to remove the word "just" from that sentence.
This is all self-taught because of my own self-studies and stuff like that.
But that's still
English
impressive.
generally, I already kind of was pretty good at it when I started school, like during elementary school, because of a lot of cartoons and games and stuff. Spanish because of a lot of family members. Swedish because that's where I grew up. Dutch I did take a course in, of course. But that's still kind of my own initiative, not really because of something that I was studying.
Yeah.
So that would be something that would be kind of more fun to explore now that I know that I have a kind of an ease for it.
Yeah.
I think so. I think that would be interesting, especially learning other languages and then kind of kind of do something with it, like actual translating things, localizer maybe. I'm not sure.
Oh, that is I recently have learned a little bit about localization, specifically with like song translation, and how that is that is even such a specific skill set too, because you can't just one-to-one translate a song, because then the rhythm isn't right, or the words don't mean quite the same thing.
Or like transcribing it, to actually sing it in another,
Yeah, it's so neat learning about, like, I have so much respect for people who understand both languages clearly enough and can grasp, the minute way one word is different from another, or figuring out the right number of syllables we need for something, or any of that stuff. It seems like a fantastic puzzle.
I did try transcribing songs from Japanese to English at one point. My cover has an English track if you do the closed captions in English. I did translate the cover myself because I didn't agree with the translation of the actual existing ones. So I did my own translation of it. So that's also there if you watched the
Dang.
Da Vinci's Confession cover that I did on my channel.
Oh, good
Yeah.
to know. Huh. I appreciated there being captions there, period. I am not, my hearing is not fantastic. It's just a being. It comes with being a mushroom. We're not built to have ears, I'll tell you that much.
Oh yeah,
But-
like Mary says in chat that it's really, I also enjoy this, watching or listening to like Disney or other bigger like song productions in different languages.
Yeah.
Love that,
Do you-
love that.
Do you remember
that?
the era of what was it? I think it was when Frozen came out. There was like they would do like the Let It Go 50 language medley.
Right, yeah. I think even before that, I already been listening to
Yeah.
a lot of the Disney songs that in different languages too.
Yeah, I know they definitely were around before that. I just remember that being like
That's really fun though. It's really cool.
one of the big splashes it made. Yeah. I love that that's a thing.
So good.
I also love seeing that, like, one of the stranger, like, miscellaneous tidbits of knowledge I have is that there's a bunch of Japanese voice actors who also voice in Disney. So one of the voice actors from Haikyuu, the volleyball anime, voices
Yeah.
Sebastian, I believe.
Oh,
Or-
the voice actor crossover things.
Yeah,
I
it's like
love
one of
that.
those like funny things. It's a good rabbit hole to go down sometimes, where it's like,
Yeah.
oh wait, you're the same person? What?
Yeah. I remember seeing one that was really funny. I hadn't seen this iteration of it, but one of the Transformers animated, the robot
Oh,
ones.
Yeah.
The bad guy, what's it, Megatron, I think.
Yeah.
Curious George, same person.
Huh?
Yeah, a little like screaming monkey, and also very like I'm also evil, and that's like it's just like
That's
so
good.
so funny.
What is it? Isn't it that I can't remember. Is it in Kingdom Hearts? I think Sephiroth is also the voice of Winnie the Pooh.
Heck yeah, I love that. I love
think
that.
that's the one. Or maybe they don't. He's not voicing him in both in Kingdom Hearts, but he's voiced both of them. Crazy, wild.
Oh dear, long time, Cloud.
Oh bother,
so funny.
Cloud.
Oh bother. That's right. That's what he sounds like. Oh bother. It's you again, Cloud.
Yeah. Mario being Mario being Parthenax. Yes, that Charles Martinet does voice both Mario and the
Charles
dragon.
The dragon.
That's so good. I love those
That's
levels
so
of crossovers.
funny. Yeah. I've always voice acting is also one of them, I guess, if I would like to go into another career path. I'm just an avid amateur dabble in it, but like doing this, the voice packs and stuff like that I've done since debut, it's been really fun to kind
Yeah.
of explore that.
Yeah.
I really like playing with my voice, like doing different voices and sound effects and stuff like that, like Bloomies have discovered. It's just something that I've done a lot of. It's like really fun things to do.
Yeah, you seem to have a lot of very good, like, auditory observation skills, I think might be the way I would put it.
Auditory?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, like, you are able to break down the things that you hear very well, so that way you can commit them to your memory. And I think that it's that skill is overlapping between your understanding of languages and also figuring out how to do voices for things.
Could very well be. Dang, I never thought about it. Gears be turning, dang.
Yeah, that's... I diagnose you with auditory skills.
Auditory skills, heck yeah. We got it,
There you
we
go.
got it.
Not a bad thing to be diagnosed with, all things considered.
Oh. Nice.
I was trying to think of, because I asked you that question, and I have this tendency where I'll ask a question and then be like, wait, I don't think I had an answer ready. Because I was trying to figure out if I had something that I would multi-class into many.
Multi-class, that's a good term for it.
I think I multi-class into too many things right now, but if I could go back into, and, real focus into something, I'm very much a jack of all trades person. I don't tend to polish skills all the way. I tend to move on too quick. If I was able to go back and learn from square one, I would really like to learn animation, like for real. Learn animation. Where everything I know from it is self-taught, and it is definitely just kind of taping things together and seeing what happens.
Yeah.
Where I would love to understand the theory of it much better.
Fundamentals and everything.
Yeah. Where there's only so far I can get without critique also, I feel like. And that's sort of the trouble with being self-taught in any amount of art, is that Cake is so good for learning, and without it, it's like you just kind
It
of
really is.
yeah, you just kind of grasp to see if you can figure things out, figure out what you can modify or improve on yourself. It is interesting. I don't know. Favorite Disney song? The Plumies wish to know.
Favorite Disney song? Man, I like a lot of them. I think I will say what is it? Colors of the Wind, I guess.
Oh, from Pocahontas?
Yeah, that one is so
Yeah.
beautiful in so many languages.
It is really beautiful.
Yeah.
That's true. That's a good choice.
Or the opening to the Hunchback of Notre Dame is also pretty powerful.
Oh, yeah. Huh. There's so many good options. I don't know. I will say I'm not super, despite teaching in the animation field a little bit, I have not watched really any of the super old Disney movies. Like the classic era, I saw Mulan. I think that's like the only one.
Mulan has a pretty good one though. Make a man out of you and stuff. Yeah.
This is a good song. That's a bop. I quite liked a lot of the songs in Moana. I'm trying to think of what the title of the one is. It's the one where Te comes back to life, where like parting the water and all of that. I can't think of what that song's called right now though. But that song's just really pretty. I like a nice like chorus in songs, or like when they do like the overlapping voices thing.
Yeah. Nice.
It's nice.
Yeah, sometimes I'll have kind of some classic Disney song just pop into my head as well. Like when I'm doing chores or something, just kind of like, oh dang, okay. I guess I'm listening to Aristocats in my head right now. It's like,
they're like Ghibli. They're good motivators. I feel like.
Yeah, they are.
Where they're all of the Disney characters. They're working really hard. I need to work hard too.
Yeah, that must be it. That's so funny.
It kind of activates that part of your brain, makes you want to do your chores. Suddenly you feel like cooking dinner because you watch them make like a really good piece of food. They're pretty good for that.
Let's see. Oh, this works pretty good actually. I'll just seeing if I can do a base color for the character, but does it work? Does it work? Yeah, it does. Heck yeah.
Oh, are we at the point where you're gonna pass me? You're gonna start passing me? I
don't know.
Oh, I still have limbs.
Where are you?
I still have limbs. I'm not done drawing your limbs. You've got my limbs all figured out. I still haven't figured out your limbs all the way. And I didn't do your hair yet either, or your face. See,
I might just go out on a limb here and think that I might pass you.
You might. That's fine. It's not fair. You've got much longer legs. You can walk a lot faster than I can. Call unfair advantage.
You can call it all you want, but it's still happening.
Call it all I want. I'm still gonna lose. Slow and steady wins the race. I know that neither of us is a rabbit or a tortoise, but I'll win eventually. You'll see.
Yep. I look forward to it though. We don't feel rushed that you have to finish it now.
No, I know. I would love to be at the point where I can at least start the shading process before we finish. You see, like, what time is it? Oh, like, it's 3 p.m. EST.
I could go for maybe an hour more.
Works for me.
Me too.
I cleared my afternoon. I did go through the whole woods to arrive at the manor here.
Yeah.
It takes a little time for the trek. Afternoon's been cleared. Fish cracker. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should take a little snack break. Have you done the take care of self, eat a little bit of snack, drink liquid?
They have a really nice caramel latte decaf before this. I do drink, sip now and then. Maybe I should remind everybody. Hydrate.
Do your hydration. Have a snack. I can offer you my fish crackers. Actually, I can't because I don't have hands right now. But you can have a fish cracker if you'd like.
What is it's a fish cracker, like dino crackers, but fish shaped.
Have you heard of goldfish? Snack that smiles back.
A snack that smiles back?
Yes.
No,
I'm not sure of the crackers that you offer as an option. The dinosaur ones.
Goldfish cracker. Oh no, I haven't seen this. What's it like?
I don't call them their real name, but.
Oh, okay.
Little orange cheddar crackers, and they're shaped like
cheddar
fish.
Cracker. Because I was thinking like almost cookie, like the vanilla.
No, not like an animal cracker. No.
Okay.
Yeah, people are also partaking in fish cracker. Let's go.
Fish crackers,
Best
what?
snack.
What? We got fish crackers? Damn.
Best snack. I love me some fish crackers. My optimal like stream snacks while I'm live, fish cracker, and then if I can have it, if it's the right time of year, hot chalky. If not, I like a good aloe beverage. What are your thoughts on
Aloe beverage.
beverages having chunks in them?
I like that. I love beverage with like the grape chunks and stuff.
Oh.
There's like one of them that I know it's like aloe beverage that has like grape chunks.
Mm-hmm.
I like them, but I want to be ready for them.
Yeah.
If,
No, I agree with
if
you.
I'm not, then I'm just gonna like, ugh, what?
No, I understand that because I am not a fan of orange juice with pulp. I don't like it. It gets like stuck in my teeth. It's not actually like chewy or anything. But I like tapioca pearls and my boba because those are chewy. I like aloe beverage because those have the like little like aloe chunks in it you can kind of chew on.
Yeah.
You just gotta be ready for it.
Yeah. If I'm ready for it, then I'm all good. If not, then I might get a little startled.
Yeah, I definitely can't blame you for that.
Yeah.
Definitely one of the worst food experiences is always unexpected texture. You're eating something that's well, that's not supposed to be crunchy.
It's like the just a general thing of thinking that something is something and then it isn't. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if you have for some reason you have a mug of Coke, like just a cola, and you think it's coffee or the other way around or something like that, and it's just kind of like you know.
I can tell you the worst thing that's ever happened with that in my experience was I used to have the same thermos as one of my mentors when I was in undergrad.
Oh no.
Exact same one.
Oh, no.
And I have a lot of respect for people who like coffee. I don't really drink coffee. I'm not a big coffee fan. I put orange juice in mine because you know those like to-go mugs, they keep things cold just as well as they keep things warm,
they
right?
do. Yeah.
And my mentor picked up my mug unknowingly and put it in his mouth and was so upset. Like almost like day ruined level of like he had like brushed his teeth recently and like he was like, what is going? He thought his like beverage went bad because he didn't know it was mine. He was not happy. And I was like, I can understand that. I think if I drank his coffee, I would be less bothered. If you're expecting nice, warm, soothing beverage and you get
Orange juice. Cold orange juice.
Don't be wrong, I also love orange juice. But if you're not expecting it, the orange juice will get you if you're not expecting it.
Yeah. It's suddenly kind of sour and stuff. Yeah.
Oh wait, hang on. Quick question while I'm here.
Yeah.
I've kind of like you have socks a little bit here. I know this is kind of up to my control. You've like fully redesigned me an outfit. I was kind of just translating your outfit.
Okay.
What kind of socks? This is a weird question. What kind of socks would you wear? I kind of pinstriped them like your shirt, but I don't know if that makes sense. I don't think they pinstripe socks.
There is no right or wrong question to this. There's another answer to this, so you can do whichever you want. Because you were saying that before, that's like, oh, you have actually never seen what socks I'm wearing, huh, Flumies? I guess you won't get to. however, on the I had like ankle socks for my casual outfit. Hello, Hilmis got rated. Hello, Kohaku. How are you doing?
Hello, welcome in, Raiders.
Welcome. We're doing welcome. I'm you should know me. I'm Kohaku's genmate in Equinox. How are you doing, Ko? What game were you playing? But yes, I'm Vilhelm Vanderbos, the noble owl of Globie Generation 2 Equinox, and I'm an artist. I play cozy games, I play puzzle games, and I like languages. And I'm joined today by Squiiji over here. You care to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm waving like I'm visible to wave. Hi, I'm Squiiji, freelance artist Fungi. I'm also an art educator, and I am very honored to have been welcomed into the manor here today for a little bit of drawing. Do a little zoom out so that they can see what we're working on. But
yeah, we're drawing each other. We're doing species swaps. So we are kind of drawing each other. Like I'm a fungi, none more than usual, I guess. But yeah, I get to be a mushroom person essentially on Squiiji's side, and Squiiji gets to be an owl. Yeah. On my end, so that's what we're doing.
Such a pleasant little creature.
Welcome, Hilmies.
Got TB? Tuberculosis?
I thought the same thing.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Maybe they did. Maybe what were you playing? We were playing you see, the Wild West was a rough time.
What were you playing? Was it like Oregon Trail?
I don't think Oregon Trail. I think it was. I think it might have been. Was it called Red Dead Redemption 2 or was it something else?
Oh no! Red Dead Redemption 2. That is actually TV, isn't it? Oh no!
It got the coffees. Oh,
I'm so
no.
sorry. I'm so sorry for your horse girl adventure that you now have to deal with real life repercussions of his actions.
Oh no! You know exactly what happened, huh?
I've played Red Dead Redemption 2, one of the very few games
Oh.
I have played, and
Oh goodness.
it'll make you
Horse Girl
sob,
Adventure.
make you cry. It is. It really is. If you don't play the game, if you're not being like a super violent fella about it, it really is just like, I'm going to take care of my horse. I'm going to brush him. I'm going to make sure that Arthur Morgan eats 3 square meals a day, and I'm also going to make sure that he takes good care of his horse and back to his camp.
Nice.
You don't have to be evil as a cowboy. You can be a very kind-hearted cowboy.
What kind of cowboy is Kohaku, homies?
Yeah, what
I'm
kind of
trying to
business?
sound like a cowboy. I'm not good at doing that kind of impressions.
I can't do southern twang either. I've been accused of having a southern twang before, which I don't know how that would
Really?
work. I don't think I sound like it. The only time I've been in Europe, people kept asking me if I had a southern accent, and I was really perplexed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't think I sound like that. I maybe sounded a little more
No, you don't.
Appalachian back in the day, but not very
I don't
southern.
know.
Mm-mm. Hey there, girl.
For people that don't know, maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
Us Europeans, they don't know one from the other.
That's true. We made the mistake many times when we were there. People would ask where we're from, and we'd give a state. That's not smart. People don't know what those
true.
are.
No, exactly. But also, then you say like, I'm from the U.S. of A, and then it's kind of like, oh, that one country that's pretty much as big or bigger than Europe.
Yeah.
Or a
we'd be
state
like,
is essentially bigger than some countries in Europe.
I would say, oh, I'm from like just like somewhere on the East Coast, and they'd be like, oh, that's like you're like real close to LA, and I'm like, no, that's like a week's worth of road trip to get to. False.
A week.
That's like if you're in Spain driving to Russia. Like, it's gonna take you a minute.
Right. I'm in the Netherlands, right? Everything is quite flat because a lot of the actual country has been how do you say that when you actually take back territory from the sea? So a lot of it is very flat. It's a beautiful country, not a lot of hills and not a lot of hills and stuff like that. But really good for agricultural stuff because you get the little ditches with the water system and everything. So because of that, it's also a small country, which is really lovely because everything is, for me coming from Sweden, it's a long country, I guess. Everything is really close by here. People, it's like Sweden is quite long, not very wide, but long, so to say.
I see what you mean. Almost like Argentina.
Yeah, exactly like that. So I'm kind of like coast to coast. Sweden is like maybe 4 or 5 hours by drive. You know, that's kind of considered like a long drive. But in the Netherlands, kind of like they kind of apologize if you need to drive any longer than 2-3 hours. If you drive any direction from any direction in like 2.5-3 hours, you're outside of the country.
It used to be when I would visit my grandparents, we would drive 4.5 hours to visit them, and that's fine. We would do that on a Friday and then drive home on a Sunday.
Right, exactly. Hoot hoot, everybody. Welcome.
Hoot hoot. Hello. Windmill country. Hello. Yeah. The windmills and the tulips. They're so pretty.
Yeah.
I am mildly envious.
Lovely.
I miss the
Look
countryside.
Beautiful.
It's so nice.
Yes, I always
Has spring
loved-
finally arrived yet?
Yes, lots of colors. It's actually kind of the flowers are kind of done at this point, but I got to see the
Really?
tulip fields. Yeah, they got to see the tulip fields. Flowers are blooming, of course, but I mean the actual fields that later actually become like export wares, because one of the biggest exports around this time of year is actually flowers and bulbs and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
They kind of
That's interesting.
cryo freeze them and they kind of transport them to even across Atlantic and stuff. But yeah, I did get to see like full on fields, essentially almost as far as your eye could see, which is a lot of lovely colors.
Dang. That sounds beautiful.
Beautiful.
I will say we did at least get, because I live in a city, we at least got a lot of really good like cherry blossoms and stuff like that. because a lot of the streets that's just what trees they choose to line them with.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that was
I get
nice.
That's lovely. Cherry blossoms are beautiful.
They are. They're all stuck in all the sewer drains, but that's okay.
Yeah, they're super
Just a
stuck
little
and clog
extra pink.
everything, but hey.
Yeah, they're still pretty. I like them. No complaints, honestly. But theoretically, hopefully, allergy season ends soon. Also, I'm trying to not sound a little bit funny, but my head voice is definitely here.
I'm starting to feel it. I got a little bit today.
Oh no!
Yeah, hay fever.
Yeah,
Fever going,
yeah.
hey.
Hey.
Hey. It's just a friendly. If it's a friendly guy, that fever just goes, hey. But then, yeah.
I don't know if I'd consider him friendly. He does definitely try and. I don't know if I invited him over. He definitely let himself into my house without permission, but.
It still went, hey.
You know, that's true. At least he announced his presence. It would be more concerning if he was here and I didn't know about it. I think that would be more upsetting. So you're right. I'll give him that much at least.
Yeah. Jesus. Can you do any impressions?
The best impressions I can do are usually Mario.
Yeah.
Oh man, the moment I'm like, let's do them, they're not gonna work. Let's see if I can do them.
Okay.
My favorite one to do
too.
is I love the.
They're a bit like I can't really hear them because of.
It's Discord.
Yeah, Discord.
Oh, the limiter! Discord, no.
No.
Here we go.
No, that works.
Mummy.
Mamma mia.
Oh, I'm not
like,
gonna do. I was gonna say there's the classic so long gay Bowser, but I feel bad.
Oh, right. I do like the going off on the what is it, the Mario Bowser story, or like when they're Mario and Luigi games.
Yeah, when they do the thing where
just
they're
talk.
like,
Luigi, oh, Mario, and that kind of stuff.
I love that. There's like apparently there's people who are not so much a fan of that because they're like, it's mean to Italians. I'm an Italian. I love it. I think it's so funny. That's pretty good.
Oh, Luigi. Oh, Luigi. Yeah, so funny.
That's pretty good.
That character.
Can you do Animal Crossing? For a while I had it pretty good for a while, but
I know someone that can do them, like, you know, like my text to speech was, I kind of get you kind of like, how do you do that actually making sound? Like, I know someone that can actually do like Animal Crossing sounds so good, like it's actually from the game. I kind of speaking of Fairly. Fairly. I can't believe. Were you listening in Fairly? Because Fairly Fallwood on chat is actually the summoned. Exactly. That's the resident, the local.
You were called in?
Yeah, there's a local animalese expert here.
Oh, I'll have to learn from your ways. I can do a little like I can do the.
Yeah, I can do that. But Fairly's amazing.
Yeah, mine's like halfway there. There's really like some extra. You gotta have like the exact noises they make. I just kind of make random ones. I guess
the thing is, like, I don't really know how to like. Fairly sounds like just doing the Wild World stuff. Like like I don't know. Like, let's see if I can if I have it somewhere. You actually just joined. Oh my goodness, this is a crazy coincidence. Oh my goodness.
Summoned.
Well, I'll have to ask Fairly for permission if I can show and play the sound effect of Fairly's animalese, but it might be a little embarrassing, so I'll respect the decision.
Respect the wishes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm intrigued though. If you would like to share, I'm intrigued to hear.
Of course.
I gotta workshop mine.
Okay.
I'll listen to it and I'll take some notes for my own.
Yeah, I tried learning from it from my little April Fool's Quadrilingo short, because I did do animalese on that one. I did Undertale as well, like with the Sans thing, but let's see.
Yeah, I was gonna try and learn it for my April Fool's karaoke. I was gonna see if I could cover a song like that, but that is so hard.
Let me see if this is the right one. Okay, here it is. Okay, I got it.
I won't be able to hear it because.
Well, you can you listen in on the stream? I'll stay quiet.
Maybe, let's see.
Otherwise, I can send you.
Let me because I have this that muted. There we go. Yeah, go for it. Oh, this is so confusing, actually. I'm listening to the stream. My stream is like more than a minute behind, it seems like.
Okay. I can just send you.
I will snoop into it later. But
Okay,
I kind of heard it through your, like, go back through your mic almost.
Oh, really? Okay.
It sounded pretty
hold on.
good from what I could hear through that.
Hold up. Let's see. You should have it here. You should be able to hear it like that. Yeah, there you go.
Let me see.
Okay. One more time on stream, and then...
Wow, wait, it is really good. You sound like... what I need to incorporate into mine is more of a sound like drowning.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it does sound like you're a little bit, like, underwater with the, like...
Yeah, so that's like Bailey that does is like...
Dang, that's impressive. What the heck? I have a lot of respect for people who do the impressions very well.
Yeah, you think you have you think you can do it, like, because you kind of generally get the gist of it, but then you get this that's like, wow, okay, you've mastered the craft.
Yeah, I will not proclaim to be very good at impressions. That's always been a thing that, like we were saying earlier, like skills that you wish you had like professional training on. I wish I had vocal training. That's something I wish I could have like afford to get.
Yeah, getcha.
For like that, and also just for like singing in general, where like I feel like once again it's one of those things where you only get so far without critique.
Yeah.
And then once you receive
That's
the critique,
always
it's
the
like,
case.
okay, well now I know how to make that work better. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's neat.
All right, we've gotten to the point, everybody. I'm gonna remember to actually save. That would be a good thing, because that's always something I never do.
What drawing program are you using?
Clip Studio.
Oh, my Clip Studio does the autosave. Do you not use the autosave?
I would if it didn't make everything chug for like just a couple of seconds, just completely throwing me off. It throws me off my groove.
Yeah.
And,
No,
it's
I know
not
what you
okay.
mean.
You just sends it out the window. Send it out the window because it threw me off my groove.
Yeah, my computer's usually fast enough that, or like smooth enough that it doesn't do that. But my laptop that I did a lot of work on historically, it would full like black out my screen. It would turn my display off.
Now my computer is
autosave?
decent for this, but still enough to kind of be like throwing me off the groove a bit. So I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna save myself, and then I forget to save.
That's terrifying. Honestly, that is what gets me in Blender though, is because I am so used to the autosave in Clip Studio that I won't save, and then it'll be like, well, there went 45 minutes of texturing work.
Oh my gosh. Terrible. My favorite impression to do is Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Can you picture that?
I can picture it. I can picture it.
Like Soink Scoob. I'm like totally drawing with Squiiji, man.
You know what's another good one? If you can get that, like, sort of like, I don't know what the word is for it, but like that specific like vocal timbre. Have you ever done like Carl Weezer?
Oh, I gotta listen. I don't think I know Carl Weezer enough to do it, but I could probably do that. I think I know what you mean.
It's similar enough that seems to be like one of the ones that overlaps really well, where people who can do the Shaggy one can do that one pretty well too.
Oh my goodness, okay. Best of Carl Weezer. I'm gonna completely I'll listen to it later because I'm gonna get completely DMCA'd. Yeah. I usually came out of just doing some voice work, like voicing characters when I play, and then it ended up kind of being like, this sounds like Shaggy.
Oh, like a sort of like happenstance thing.
Yeah, because it was kind of like just gonna do this kind of like classic teen behind the counter thing in a restaurant or something, like what do you want, sir? That kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, that is
hi, sir.
That's pretty Shaggy in nature.
And then it's kind of like, wait a minute, that's kind of like Zoinks, I'm totally doing this, man.
So you have a bit of a theater background, huh?
Theater background? No, I don't know about that.
You said I took that to mean you were doing it in like a play or something.
No, I just mean like I was just doing that for voicing for characters, as in like just when streaming and stuff, not that
actual... makes sense. Yeah. Sorry.
But that's just one of the things I just really like to do. I probably would have liked theater, but it was a bit too shy as an outlet to really do anything.
I feel ya. I did like crew stuff for theater kinds of things. I don't like being on stage.
Good job.
It's a little scary up there.
Will's voices are always fun. Thank you.
I agree. They're very, very silly. It's one of those fun, like there's some skills where I feel like art is one of those skills where we can't just like pull the art out at like a party and use that for like sillies often. Sometimes you kind of can if you do a little bit of doodling for things, but like being able to do funny little voices, that's always effective. You can use that anywhere. That goes everywhere with you.
I think it was like another VTuber friend that also got completely taken aback by the fact that I did the clown squeaker, like the honk clown sound.
Yeah.
But it sounded because of like, did you actually just do that with your voice, with your mouth? I was like, dude, I need to know how to do that so I can go around cons and just doing that sound for people to not to think that they stepped on something, because it was like like that.
Oh, Discord cuts it out.
Oh,
no.
Really? Lower?
Oh, yeah, I heard it that time. That's pretty good. You do sound like a pipe horn.
Just have to do it like higher, otherwise it'll cut it off. Yeah.
That's why my wow goes away. Discord's like, that's not a human noise. That's not a noise a human mouth should make.
All right.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Let's
Just
see.
slightly pitched down Mario, if anything.
I think.
Yeah, good sound effect to deploy at will.
Thank you for being here, Philly, by the way. Thank you for dropping by. That was so funny that we were just talking about it. It's just like, hello, what are you guys doing? Actually talking about you.
Sorry, we're not talking about you behind your back. Only good things, I promise.
No. Only good things. The fact that I got the reaction out of you that I wanted with that too was just kind of like, wow, that is actually really good.
Yeah, that's impressive. Good example of a human doing it. So now I kind of like have some notes for how to modify mine.
Mm-hmm.
Can make it stronger. I can make it. I can do a good Pikmin accidentally, but I can't do it on purpose.
Ah, yes, the accidental ones. Those are so funny.
It's so tough. I don't know how I actually do it, but every once in a while I'll look over and be like, Pikmin, we mean.
Yeah.
Like if I do it on purpose, it's not quite there, but like I just make a lot of weird sound effects while I'm doing things, and sometimes I guess other outdoor floral creature just like takes over.
Yeah. I've got let's see. One thing I want to ask you is you are adjusting your brush strokes. I wondered if did you using like vectors for that, or is it like a line tool?
Yeah, I pretty much exclusively use the vectors for line art. I love the vector tools. They're so nice. They're so convenient. Where like I can change if I were to decide, well, you know, the vibe for this, I think I want these lines to be about 10 times thicker.
Yeah, you can just
wham. There you go. Just like that.
I
it's
see
so
that.
nice.
Mm.
It's so clean too. I don't know if you've noticed also the thing that I do with my eraser, which is that I have it do the thing where it erases to intersections, which is really nice too.
Oh
so
yeah, I know
that.
Art. When I done vectors, I remember that was like something I really loved with it.
Yeah.
Never
Your
learned
line art is
vectors
really nice
enough,
and loose, so I don't know if vector is like
I've done vector work
but...
still, but only specifically for the kind of vector stuff that needed to do, like emblems and stuff, or like
logo-esque stuff.
Stuff, yeah, that kind of stuff. The commissions to do some yeah, that kind of stuff. But I remember like someone's like they wanted to do like get a logo for like a biker group or something, so they kind of wanted a little bit actually go on their vests and shirts and stuff like that for their club.
Thing to do. Yeah.
Also done some insignias and emblems and stuff like that for people that wanted them. So then you kind of need to do vectors because that's kind of what they send for the prints.
Yeah.
So
I've also worked for a motorcycle group before.
Yeah, motorcycle groups.
They're honestly great patrons for the arts. It's like it's one of those groups where you don't necessarily think of them off the top of your head of like, you know, people are often like, oh, the groups who do a lot of paying for art. Furries, like there's a number of them, but
yeah.
Motorcycle groups cannot be understated. Some of my regulars when I did glass engraving were the motorcycle groups who wanted them like, you know, like rocks glasses with their like group emblem on it and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Super neat.
How do you say that? Generally clubs and club activities in general, right? But motorcycle groups are just like very they really take their groups quite serious. Like, you know, they really like the belonging part of it also.
Yeah, they take their group identity very seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
that's
very interesting.
yeah, that's fun that popped up there too. No, so I've dabbled in a lot of different art styles, of course. This is the one that I've settled for. That's my most comfortable one. I've also told the Plumies before that the art style that I do on stream is more meant to be a kind of like street performance kind of an art. I try to almost like rush to get some kind of something. I take shortcuts in order to get to a point where I can present something interesting, something impressive for people to maybe drop by and be wowed by. But if I were to be working on a commission, I would actually use layers. I would actually use layers and separate things properly and stuff like that. If I'm doing, depending on the commission, of course. I've done like sprite work for like the someone's like a couple of like indie projects and stuff like that too, and that's completely different delivery method, you know. It's not just like a PNG of 4 sizes now. Stuff like that too.
Yeah, I will say it's neat once like the world opens of all the things you can dabble into with art, where it's like you end up working, you did some stuff for like a motorcycle group, you did some stuff for indie games, like there's so many different applications for the same skill set where it leads into some very interesting stories sometimes of just the tales you can tell of different people you've worked with. You get to see like all the different, I guess, like kinds of people humanity has to offer, both for better and worse sometimes maybe, but mostly for better, I would say. Good way of seeing what's all out there in the big wide world.
Yeah, for sure. I always appreciate working with almost like as a backup or as a kind of fill-in for someone that already is working like in arts, because they tend to know what it takes or what time and effort it goes into it. Because when you work with as the sole artist, kind of you sometimes get people that don't really know how much it takes. So I knew some musicians as well that wanted some stuff done for their bands and almost like wanted to get some kind of animatics for a video, when they were all kind of like, yeah, you can take all the time you want. Actually, you can have next week. You know, it's almost like expecting me to get it done over like a weekend or something.
Oh,
like,
they said all the time in the world you want, and then they still like abysmally undershot you.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Usually it's like good to kind of like still be all right with the whole like, you know, it's gonna take much longer than that. Sorry. So then they're all like, oh, okay, kind of they understood, but it's also the fact that people expect art to be done so fast. It's just kind of this was before all the big boom of generated art and stuff like that, of course.
Which has honestly not done any favors in helping people understand how long art takes either, but
sadly no, but
we stay silly as best we can.
We do. The digital art thing is usually the fact that it is hand-drawn is something that usually takes a little, it's tricky for people to relate to.
There's the number of times I, like, strangely in academia, I had to defend my work position at one point in time because, you know, as the sort of AI stuff started sweeping in, they were like, why do we have you teaching digital painting? Why don't we just teach painting, and then if the computer can just do it, just do that? And I was like, no, listen to me.
That's not how it works.
No.
Yeah.
Please don't do this. Did manage to convince them, thank God. But
no, so that's even before that, people still had the kind of didn't really know how long it would take to do stuff.
Or with digital art, I always loved, like, in the earlier days, but like we're talking like 2010, back when like consumer level like drawing tablets started becoming a lot more accessible.
Yeah, because they were quite pricey before that point.
Yeah, they were. If you did not work for a studio, you did not have a Cintiq or like any kind of display tablet. But people didn't understand how, like, they would consider digital art cheating, where they were like, oh, you can use the undo button. Haha, yeah, it's a tool. I'm gonna keep doing it. Like, it's like anything. That'd be like me getting mad at you for using an eraser. It don't make sense.
Yeah.
It's just a different way of doing things. But I'm glad we've kind of come around to digital art getting the respect I think it deserves more of. Even in like the fine art world, they can be a little funny with it sometimes, but it's coming around, thankfully.
Yeah, I feel so. Also, the fact that it's so accessible, a lot of people like are going into it. Even like the fact that I guess that one of the main ways of getting into it is just like an iPad and Procreate, I suppose.
It lowers the barrier to entry.
It does, that's the one.
The reason I end up doing so much digital nowadays is just because I don't have to buy paper or supplies or have space or have cleanup where I can just sit down and do it. I love printmaking. Oh man, there's paper costs right now astronomical. The amount of time it takes to clean up, astronomical. Yeah, let me tell you, my beloved favorite paper, Stonehenge. I love it. It's my favorite.
Stonehenge.
I could buy it. Yeah. Stonehenge by Legion Papers. don't let me start spiraling about talking about paper, but
Legion Paper, not sponsored, but would like to. Legion Papers, come on, here, come on. If you gotta looking for someone to sponsor over here.
Come here.
Yeah, you know, Legion Paper, Legion, like, okay, algorithm, do your thing. Legion Paper sponsorship, please.
Algorithm?
Yeah, the algorithm. It's better than the algorithm. The algorithm is what we do and what we give tribute to. We praise the algorithm whenever someone drops by. It's like, you were on my feed today. Oh, nice. Welcome.
Thank you, algorithm. See,
algorithm. See, the puns are
I'm seeing
plenty.
it. When you're thinking with portals, I'm picking it up. I'm seeing it.
Yeah. Thinking.
But
A portal reference? Oh my goodness. Okay, go on.
Tell
me about Stonehenge.
Stonehenge paper. I could buy my beloved Stonehenge fawn. You'll notice I don't like drawing on a white canvas. I have a color. This color is very close to Stonehenge fawn that you are on top of right now. My favorite paper on planet Earth. It's considered a student grade paper. I don't care. I love it. You used to be able to buy it for like $1.50 a sheet, and I think at one point it was $2. Now it's like $4.50 a sheet. And when you're doing printmaking, you need like 20 sheets. Something, at least at the scale that I do it, I'd be like, oh no, I'm spending $70 on paper.
Oh my goodness.
So I love it. I will never not love it, but I will not be loving the price tag.
Look at the fact that it's an almost like an exclusive item now.
Yeah, it's tough. It's just gone up with everything else over the years. Unfortunately, that's just kind of how it goes. But at least ink isn't super expensive, on the other hand. But that's probably the more affordable angle. And you can print with things that aren't ink anyway. You can do pochoir for French. That's probably the worst pronunciation of that ever. But you can use paint, essentially, do stencil painting.
Yeah.
Also works.
I was going plumies. This is what my Squiiji, my. We need to think of a need to I can speak. I know languages. Squiiji needs a name. Owl Squiiji. Hoochie. We need a name. Yeah.
Plumigi.
Plumigi.
Plumigi, it's a me. My name works pretty well as a suffix, so
it does. That's
Plumigi,
yours.
what were you? You were.
I was the Mushhelm Vanderbos. Shroomhelm. I think it was like. This was
Mushhelm, something like that.
Mushhelm Vanderbos, I guess.
It makes you sound more and more like, you know, the era of like industrialization where they were all like the bigwigs who were like, I'm the oil baron, I am the coal baron, I am the train baron. For some reason, your name doesn't sound like it already, but the mushroom Vander, all of those things are making you sound more like just like a comedy, like 1800s industrial
tycoon. Like an industrial tycoon. Yeah. We do have one that is I haven't transferred over yet, but one of the Vilsonas is of course the very dignified Sir William Helmsworth. Vanderstash from the mustache. Vanderstash Esquire.
he was there. Where was it? When did I see? I saw him. I feel like I saw him not that long ago. He took a visit not that long ago, right?
Guess so. Yeah.
I can't remember what it was for, but I think it was to invite us to the anniversary. I think he showed up for the invitation.
Could very well be.
Is that what it was? I can't quite recall.
Not sure. They show up and they go somewhere. I don't know.
Do you have any amount of omnipresence? Do you get to keep what they like? Are you aware of what happens while they're here?
Yeah, man.
Okay, there you go. That's good. I don't have that benefit. When they destroy me and turn me into the nightmare god, I don't know what goes on. I come back and I'm like, oh, I was gone.
Oh goodness.
What happened? I hope you all were good in my absence, but What were you doing?
In sense, I do know because I'm kind of, you know, essentially, canonically, I guess I'm off screen when they show up. But
so you just get to watch. You just give them.
I guess so. Yeah. With the evil, it's straight up just trying to take over via the gem. It's like the shadow, the demon, like the shadow demon in the mirror. I guess that's tries to. But in sense, it usually has an easier way when I'm kind of emotionally compromised, which can be anytime when I'm almost tilted or something, or someone tells me they have not done their language streak, then
don't worry, I did my Italian practice this morning.
Very good.
Don't worry.
Molto bene.
Don't fear. Molto bene.
But yeah, but the others a little bit whatever I feel like at the moment, honestly.
That's fair.
Yeah.
What would Vil be? Is a cookie from Cookie Run? We actually already have the answer to that.
Yeah, that's what we did.
Yeah, Vil rated
Eclair
us.
cookie.
Yeah, you're the Eclair cookie. I think now that I realized the ponytail situation, I'm like, even more so. Yeah.
Let me bring up because the April Fool's one was like crazy. I had not seen the April Fool's one.
Did we look at that? I don't know if we looked at the April Fool's.
You guys, you did, and I was gonna. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Wait, I looked at it. You're right.
Bloomies. I gotta inform you with this. So Eclair cookie from Cookie Run Kingdom. Let me just do a quick little copy pasty. That's the Italian for copy and paste. If you haven't heard that one, you must make the copy and pasty. The copy and pasty is a very good one. Copy and pasty. Here you go. Eclair cookie, right?
Yeah. Pleasant fella in green with like nice like earth tones also.
Yeah.
Similar kind of like scholar adjacent. I don't know if like they're kind of scholar adjacent in vibe also.
So we got that one, and then there were like April Fool's skins that kind of replaced the cookies, and I was not aware of this, right? But we saw that. I saw it for the first time at Squiiji stream because you were doing like tier list essentially, but also kind of evaluating their designs.
Yeah,
a design tier list essentially.
Yeah, I still have not finished.
I mean, you guys, right? It's kind of
there's a resemblance for sure.
Yeah, because you don't usually when I'm just streaming myself, you don't see it that much. But put me next to my genmate Ambrose, who's has bright skin. I do have a tan. Slight tan.
Yeah, when I was doing like figuring out what skin tone to use for you, I was like, you're definitely not as pale as I am, by any stretch. You've given a nice amount of warmth to your tone.
Got a little bit of a little tan skin.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm tan; it's just the skin is.
Yeah, I used to be more tan. In my 1.0, I was more tan back then. I haven't spent enough time out in the sun. You know, the classic Italian trait of you go out in the sun once and suddenly you're like 7 shades darker.
Right.
This is like winter shroom.
Winter shroom.
I haven't been outside yet, so you can see I'm a little chilly. My cheeks are a little flush, but...
That's true.
Oh, that's what I was gonna do. I forgot. Because I'm turning you into a mushroom. I gotta give you the, like... Because you're not just any mushroom. You're Squiiji kind of mushroom, which is... Mushrooms in this universe have to have the exaggerated blush. I gotta make sure I make the note of that once I get to coloring. Because I fear that...
Exaggerated blush.
Yeah, I fear that it's not...
I don't know
why... The
why
mushroom angle's not as clear. Because you're just kind of becoming more like me.
Did you mayhaps own a Nintendo DS system?
Oh, I still do.
Right, yeah. So
I got that. I got the Coral Pink DS Lite.
Heck yeah. There's a game on there because I bought my DS like way after I got like I had the like Model 1 when people started getting the newer ones later. Like it's just kind of like someone just had them around with a bunch of games, and that's kind of how I got introduced to the Nintendo DS. I just buy it off of him. So we had like a game called Touch Detective. I don't know if you know that game, but for some reason, sometimes I get similar vibes, mainly because of the cell shading that it has. But it's a point and click kind of a detective thing. Like one of the mascots is a little mushroom.
Oh, I'll have to look. Hang on, what is it called again? I'm gonna write it down.
Touch Detective. I think the third game is coming out on the Switch or something, but they just straight up Touch Detective, yeah.
Interesting.
The main character has a very like theirs like I don't know how you can they have a very circular eyes, kind of almost like they're constantly surprised almost, but the style is pretty interesting. I thought the game was fun. I never played the sequel. It's just one of the games that the person had that they just kind of bought it in a pack.
Oh, that makes sense. See, honestly, I feel like that was sort of like the best of that era with like the GameCube and the DS was the bargain bins. You go to the GameStop and it's like, or wherever you go to buy a game.
Yeah, I get so.
And you get the bargain bin. And that's where my favorite DS game of all time came from. That I'll be shocked if people know it.
We'll see.
But it's kind of popular in Japan still, theoretically. But Magical Star Sign.
Magical Star Sign, huh?
Yeah. There's a reference to it in
sure.
Smash Bros. Brawl, I believe. But it's a pixel.
That looks really
JRPG.
cool.
It's so cool. I love it so much. The pixel art style is so beautiful. I love the combat in it.
Oh, it looks
It's
like
so
I would really
fantastic.
like that, yeah.
And it's
wonder if I'll be
very
able to-
silly.
Oh, really?
Hmm?
Magical
Mhm.
Star Sign, huh?
Yeah.
Who
And
knows
if you
it in
like-
chat?
You know it? Wait, for real? Still have it? Let's go! I love it. People have heard of it, thank goodness. Every time I feel like I talk about it, nobody knows what it is, and I feel like a crazy person. It's one of the games that if I do ever play a game on stream again, I would love to make you all witness that
Oh, nice.
it exists and is real. But we were talking about like translations earlier.
Yeah.
You know, if you recall the era of like maybe like 90s
sorry, Squeegee,
game
the
translations.
headset is messing up a little bit. Let me just swap.
All good.
It's giving up. Let's see.
Oh,
Okay, we good. Let's go.
good now?
Yeah.
All good.
Yeah, all good.
The era of like 90s translations where it's like, you kind of lost the meaning, this is a little funky. That's not actually what they meant by that. This game, on the other
Right.
hand, despite being like, it was translated in 2008, you can tell that the people who did the translation just genuinely love the game so much. They hide all these like funny little like pop culture references in it, and all the jokes are translated really well so that they still work out. It's so lovingly done. It's fantastic. I wish it was more popular, but it's very good. It's worth checking out.
If I ever somehow manage to get a hold of it.
Yeah.
They're usually getting those games retroactively. It's just so tricky.
I know. It's like I fear if I ever lose it or misplace it, I'm like, that's it. It's over. It's gone.
It's gone.
That happens.
It's gone.
There's no getting it back.
Yep.
It's so scary. Especially when it's like Nintendo. Well, not even just because.
It is a Nintendo license, isn't it?
Yeah,
Or
it is
is
on
it?
Nintendo. Or it's not a first party. It's not
Okay,
like
it's not, okay.
it's not theirs. But it's 4DS only, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's one of those games that get stuck in the system. That are stuck.
Yeah. But that like
That's fun
any
though.
amount of
Who knew it? That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm so happy. I'm so glad somebody knows it. Yeah, fantasy sci-fi blend. I don't know if you have a particular genre that is your favorite, but I love like sci-fi. I love a nice space opera. Surprisingly, I'm not into Star Wars, but I love a good space opera.
That's cool. I do enjoy that too, actually. I don't know if one of my most favorite is. I think the kind of. I didn't know I would have a favorite kind of fantasy or action RPG genre until I played Rune Factory. Rune Factory 4 specifically. The fact that it's kind of fantasy, it has the different classes, but also they know what a blender is in the kitchen, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But
it's the right blend of science and like what is the word? I don't know,
magic, I guess.
pastoral, but like magic, but like older times? Question mark?
Yeah.
I don't know what the word is. Historic, maybe.
Yeah, I suppose. Rune Factory 4, like there's I remember like I tried to do the clapping meme thing. It's like, what's your favorite cozy game? There is like all cozy games have their equal value. Rune Factory 4 special. Kind of that one. No, I'm just trying to. No, the joke generally is just kind of doing the clapping thing whenever says like, which one is your favorite in this? And then you kind of go like, oh, everyone is awesome, and then you still sneak in the fact that there is someone that's your favorite.
Yeah.
Like, who's your favorite in Avatar? Who's your favorite character in Avatar? It's like, all Avatar characters are awesome, Uncle Iroh.
I don't have a favorite student.
Yeah,
I'm not
exactly.
those tips. Yeah.
So basically, Room Factory 4 Special is my. I really
I
love
see.
the vibes of that
Special
game.
place in
Those
the
games,
heart.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because you got dragons and everything. Everything feels like it would be very, like you said, pastoral, like agricultural.
Mhm.
But then you also
Yeah.
have modern stuff. Like when it comes to cooking, they have refrigerators.
Oh, we love to see it.
That kind of stuff like that.
I think it's so goofy sometimes in the games where they'll let you have like a, there's the main character who is your self-insert, who does possess the knowledge of fridge and microwave and many other appliances you can have in your kitchen, but none of the other characters are aware of it. And like the fourth wall break way, I think that's so silly. I love it on one hand, but on the other hand, I'm like, man, we could just build it into this universe. They can coexist. They can have both.
Yeah.
Doesn't that be
So
one
no,
of the
I do like that a lot. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Speaking of games, though, this is one of my favorite like personality-esque questions to ask, which is if your life was a RPG or any kind of game, what mundane object would you use to save?
What mundane object I would use to save?
Yeah, like
Honestly, I would. This is one that I think a lot of people would react to, but the cupboard above the sink,
oh,
the kitchen cupboard.
elaborate. So your choice
Well,
of
you
that
just
is
kind of, I don't know. Sometimes you just kind of open the cupboard, and I don't know if you're looking for a snack or not, but it's just kind of a knee-jerk reaction to just open the cupboard, and so it's kind of.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, I read that somewhere. That's kind of like, that is just us saving your game.
it kind of is. You're doing a little bit of like a downtime, like not soft reset, but like refresh. You're getting your snack.
Yeah, you're not really grabbing, even when you're not grabbing a snack, you just open it. It's like I don't need a glass. Well, closing it. I guess I was saving.
Wow, I'm amazed by how quickly you answered that, and also that's a good answer. I haven't heard that one before.
Aside from that, I'm not sure. Like if I were like, I thought that would have been a really fun one for.
Yeah,
I see the logic. Yeah, thank you.
yeah.
No, I think that it would be that one. I guess
Mine is brushing your teeth.
brushing your teeth. Oh, okay.
I would have it as like if mine was a game, you carry your toothbrush and you have to find somewhere where it's like a mirror or something, and then you can brush your teeth, because that's like one of those like people like talk about the shower as being a reset, but like that's like the time where I like pause, stop thinking about other things, just kind of focus on taking care of myself for a minute.
Like so whenever, like for me, if it was like a isometric top-down view JRPG kind of a thing, right? So I guess in the middle of a forest or something, you would just find this thing right here. You get like a little sink here with a tap, right? And then just one piece of IKEA, like essentially kitchen furniture with one cupboard here, which you have like your and then it goes up in the back with some tiles there maybe, and then you kind of have like the cupboard like above here, where you
honestly
just kind of
slightly. I like the surreal angle that we're getting here.
yeah, there you go, like this, and then you have like a little handle there maybe. So yes, you just go up and your character just opens it, stares blindly at it for maybe like 5 seconds, and then closes and goes about their day.
That's almost like, have you seen like the pictures where it'll be like an abandoned like ladder in the woods or something, or like just a door frame? It's like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
That's seeing you here. Yeah,
that's someone's save point.
I was thinking like, just seeing like a reflection in like a puddle and brushing my teeth in that, but like honestly, I kind of like the surreal angle here better, where
this becomes this weird thing where you kind of you make an RPG, you make it work because you kind of always have like an inn to go to, and that's something you save at, but then you need a save point out in the field, and you didn't think that far. So.
Yeah, my favorite save point in any game is Mother 3 has Frog Car. Are you familiar with Mother 3?
Frog Car.
You know Frog Car?
I know of Earthbound, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Which one is Earthbound's the Mother 2?
Is that 2? Oh,
that's
wait.
Europe. I think European. I don't know if it's a European title or something, but yeah, Mother 3 has a Frog Car, so just random Frog Car.
A Froggy car. Well, that's only one of them. Froggy, it's Save Frog is who you go to, but he's in a car at one point, and he just kind of like is doing something that relates to wherever you are in the story. He's so cute.
Okay.
I love him. It's just like he's just inexplicably wherever he needs to be, and you sort of just regale him the tale of whatever it is, and then at the end he gives you his 2 cents about what's happened in the story. I love him.
Oh,
Froggy
that's
car, my
fun.
beloved.
Lovely. Oh, sorry. Give me I got something in my eye. Just give me a moment.
Oh. Ouchie.
Be right back.
Oh no! Hi, Bloomies. Let Vil take care of eye situation. You can't see me, but I was gonna do an honorary like frog blink, but I can't quite do it right now, unfortunately. You can't see. Maybe it's time we try and see if I can come back. Maybe they'll let me back in the house now. I've also been completely outpaced. Ladder God, I only see a bouncing Squiiji. There's no ladder God to be had today. I'm safe from all of your antics today.
I'm back. It's I think it's just that fever saying hey again. Yeah.
The tone of voice you use for that is so funny. Hey.
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 What are
it's
you
me.
doing here, man?
Oh no. Are you an allergy eyeball haver?
That sometimes I think that's what happens now.
Mm.
And also,
I'm allergic to dogs and only in eyes.
I played Start. Okay, so a little context to the hey saying hey that way. I played Stardew Valley for essentially up until I completed the community center, which is like one of the goals that you can do in Stardew Valley. And I made it like my mission to just like essentially unfriend as much as possible Pierre, the shop owner. Because the guy if you deliver bad vegetables, he will instantly fault you to the point where the villagers kind of go like, yeah, you should maybe make better vegetables. I bought some tomatoes and they were really bad. Because then he will be like, no, it's his fault.
You?
Yeah, he slanders you. But if you deliver good stuff, then it's his stuff. Then he just sells the good stuff, you know. So it's really, man, he just takes credit for your work unless it's bad, and then he just completely slanders you.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I've also played all the way. I've played up until like the end game stuff almost. I didn't know he did that. Dang, friendship with Pierre over actually.
Yeah. So I made it my mission to kind of have it at the like as few stars as possible. So one of the things he hates, aside from fish, is hey. So I just go walk by. It's like, oh, Pierre, hey, like, you know, how you doing, Pierre? Hey, hey, guess what?
I thought
hey,
you were gonna say I thought you were gonna say that was the voice you used for him. But
yeah,
honestly,
well,
that's better.
Straight up, just give him hey and use that voice there too. At one point, I had to voice him, and instead of doing the voice I actually was meant to do for him, I kind of did this kind of voice because I'm Pierre, I'm stupid. It kind of just kind of went like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's.
I am not better than I'm not beyond that.
That's
Pierre
honestly
is
the best way
like,
to treat your enemies in games. You just give them a
me,
voice.
Me. Yeah. Yeah, so slandering Pierre.
Slandering Pierre? I'll permit it. I'll permit a little Pierre slander. What are your thoughts on Lewis and what is it, Marnie? Oh.
So Stardew kind of Pokemon evolved another Vilsona out of nowhere, right? Aside from the kegs is also from Stardew because I just
I knew that.
Yeah, but I found some purple shorts, right? And I just I flew too close to the sun and actually modified them and wore them. And then suddenly everyone in Stardew Valley were my girl/boyfriends. So Vilhelm was born.
Wait, is that you showed me the purple one? Is the purple one Vilhelm?
The purple one, I don't know about the purple one, but the Vilhelm is just essentially
or is that just a voice? I thought
the lucky purple shorts. The lucky purple shorts. I believe there was an illustration made of Vilhelm. I don't know if we should show it on stream, but let me have a look. See here.
Vilhelm.
Vilhelm. Yeah, Vilhelm. Riz is everybody, but not necessarily in a romantic way. But he just appreciates people. He's a good person. He's a good person. He just has this kind of passive Riz to everybody.
Yeah,
kind of like, but one of the things I got clipped that was really funny, that just spur of the moment thing was Elliot. Elliot, I was like, "Do you like tulips?" And I just had a tulips on me, gave it to him, and it was one of his liked items.
Whoa, yeah, it is.
So then it's kind of like, "Oh, he likes tulips. My tulips on his."
Whoa!
That was just kind of like, oh, that only that kind of stuff only happened for Vilhelm at Stardew Valley. So whatever what happens in Stardew Valley, as we call it, stayed in Stardew Valley.
Stays in Stardew Valley.
Yeah. So Vilhelm was one of those.
That's pretty good. So did you woo all of them then?
Yes, and we modded it too. And to get back at Pierre even further, we also wooed Caroline.
Oh my gosh.
It was almost how many episodes did we get to? Was it 50? Was it straight up a 50 episode epic?
Whoa.
It was a thing. It was quite a thing, yeah.
Dang.
Whoever would draw that, that's crazy. I don't know. Shall we let me just send it to you, AG, instead. This is
That's crazy.
That was an illustration of Rick's really well drawn, in my opinion, I gotta say.
See, this is what everyone in Stardew Valley wants.
Exactly.
Oh, I love that they kept your gem on like a ascot situation. That's good.
Yeah. The gem stays.
That's funny. That's good. That's good. Whoever that was that drew that, if you're present here, go work.
They are.
Very funny.
They are. It's
That's pretty good.
If you want credit, step forward.
Step forward, make yourself known.
There you go, Mary Major.
Aw, Mary, go work, Mary. 07. Oh, you can't see me saluting, but thank you for your work.
07. Yeah, that's a funny little thing. Which is also Rizhelm was a really fun thing, generally, because normally I wouldn't. I said so as well too. Whenever I play like a farming game and stuff like that, I find the one I like and I will befriend everybody. But like when it comes to romantic interest, I just kind of go for the one I like, right? So multiple times I genuinely felt bad. Because I was like giving a gift and kind of pursuing one of the characters romantically, so to say, and then the other one walks by.
Oh no!
I was like, hello. But yeah.
Funny seeing you here.
Yeah, it was really made for really fun stuff, and I would still say like it's a fun little VOD series to watch back if you would like to, because it's really fun. I voice all the characters, of course. All the different characters get different voices. Lewis,
it's a good activity and like stepping outside yourself too, where you get to take on a character in a way that you wouldn't normally.
And we totally modded all the stuff in for the drama, for the tea, essentially. We just kind of added more stuff, like we added like romanceable characters that were married. It was just like a really funny, like over the top drama telenovela situation,
soap opera, real.
Soap opera for sure. So that was kind of a fun thing that was just kind of going on. Like, oh, okay, we're gonna do it. I literally was blushing multiple times with the silly stuff that we were doing, but it was just really fun. Yeah,
that sounds like a ton of fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
Best way of doing like those kinds of things. That's always the angle I wonder about with like games, is that it's like, well, how do you make it different? How do you make it fun and silly in its own way that's unique to you? Yeah, how do you make it yours? You definitely made that yours. I would imagine.
Thank you. Yeah, it was really fun. I think a lot of people enjoyed it.
Yeah. Dang. I'm gonna go on a limb here and say I imagine Robin was not safe. I imagine no one was safe.
Robin had a mod that I found that was that you essentially have her divorce Demetrius, and in her stead is her like sister or something. So it's also a lot of drama happening there that apparently
Whoa.
So but her romance story was quite cute actually. Also we gender bent the wizard Rasmodius into Rasmodia, and turned into like one of my favorite characters to romance, because instead of just being Rasmodius, this all-knowing kind of protector of Stardew Valley kind of a thing, Rasmodia was this kind of like would show up to the events and be kind of curious about like, I want, how did they do those dances? Do you think they would allow me to partake if I ask them? Because they have really a formal way of speaking. So it's really cute because at some point you can ask her to the flower dance instead, and she gets all flustered like, really? Do you think that? Do you want to dance with me? Oh my goodness, and then it's like just really cute blushing sprite and stuff. So the characters really had a lot of extra stuff happening to them that was really fun.
Yeah, then also like character development, also probably more so for her then, because the wizard ends up is like, not to say like one-dimensional, but like that's all he really is the protector. There's not really all that much more to his character, I don't think. Which
Yeah,
people
yeah.
always were like, we want more from the wizard. Give me more from the wizard.
Yeah. So I played Stardew Expanded as well, which gives a little bit more for the wizard, but Rasmodia was also like a modded edition completely. So it was pretty cool. It's pretty fun to try that
That
out.
does sound cool.
Yeah.
Dang, I've played Stardew Valley both like on the Switch, I played on the PC. I've never played any of the mods for it. I've seen there's some really nice ones, but I've never gotten to like actually try them out myself. I'll have to foray into that.
I got a very cute mod from the Plumies. One that was in here before actually. They modified, they added, or they changed. They swapped out the Juminos, the little sprites, for Plumies.
Oh my gosh, wait, that's so fantastic.
So I have
I
Pluminos.
love that.
That's so cute.
Pluminos, oh my gosh.
They're
I
super
could totally
cute.
make little mushroom ones for it.
Yeah.
That's so cute. I love that. Oh.
So
oh my
cute.
Gosh. Yeah. Dang. Like, I love those little touches of things where, it does definitely make it much more like your own too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Have
It
it
was
that
cute.
way.
Yeah.
Oh. Dang, that's pretty good.
It's lovely. Yeah. The Plumies are so creative. Did I mention that they freaking made me a custom video game for my birthday?
What? Wait, I think I
So
I was
there was-
aware that it happened, but I don't know if I've seen. Hang on,
It was like, well, now the game exists. The birds organized neatly, right? It's like the little puzzle game.
Yeah.
So they just straight up made Plumies organized neatly
Oh.
with a little story written about like how I'm supposed to clean everything up for my birthday and everything, and the little puzzles and all the little like the Plumies got to draw their own little bits, like instead of the little the birds or the cats and stuff.
Yeah.
They had the little parts of it
Oh
all.
my gosh.
It was super good. Like by the end of it, like how nice and wholesome everything was, I was just crying.
Mhm. I don't blame you. That's such a
It's super wholesome. It's amazing.
oh my gosh,
Yeah.
fantastic like community collaboration event.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's so sweet.
It was amazing.
Dang.
And then after that, I also had like a kind of a kudo board with heartfelt messages. So I was straight up just like
Aw.
I had to rehydrate because it was just completely that was a sniffling, sobbing mess in the
Turned
best
you
of
right into a
ways.
watering can, huh?
Oh my goodness, yeah. Yeah, we never published it publicly because it is a parody game that also used some elements from the but it was programmed by one of the Plumies as well, so everything still worked pretty good.
I mean,
So yeah, it was pretty
somehow
nice.
there were all those spin-off of, you remember the Suika game era?
Yeah.
How long ago was that? There were a lot of those games that were able to be published despite being very one-to-one with it. But I guess for like
I suppose if they're indie, then it's like that. But if you have a publisher, then that might be a little tricky.
as
so,
a publisher it
so-
would get tricky for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, there was like a community thing, and I got to play it. So it was yeah.
Yeah.
You can see it. I think the bot is still there for my my birthday.
I'll have to snoop. I'll
Um,
see.
Yeah, it was just really cute, very well made.
Oh, good work, Plumies. That's a pretty good birthday gift, I have to say. Dang. I got recordings, people singing happy birthday to me. I learned the secret extra verses of happy birthday.
There are extra verses.
So you know the usual, the happy birthday to you, happy birthday
Yeah,
to
yeah,
you. But, like that one. But then there's like verses after that they were singing. I don't remember what they were off the top of my head, but
Oh,
there's
dang.
more to it than just that. Which I didn't know.
Birthday lore.
Birthday lore, yeah. And then a couple people sang in other languages for me too. So like I knew how to
Oh, that's
sing.
cool.
I've known how to sing in Spanish more or less for a while. I knew what the Spanish one was. I knew what the German happy birthday song was too at one point.
Ooh.
But there was a new one that I got from that one too, and I can't remember what it was. It might have been actually I don't remember. I thought it might have been Portuguese, but I don't think it was. I can't recall.
You
Think about mushrooms. We're around for too long. Our memory's not great.
you saying that you knew some of the other languages from that recording reminded me of something that I saw from someone that was I think one of the people that did like PlayStation review games. When Spyro the Dragon got remastered or something, a game like that got re-released with the remaster. They were saying something that they had played the first game so much when they were a kid that they'd beaten it so many times in English, they started playing it in other languages. So they could say the lines of the characters in like
Oh my
Dutch and French
God.
and stuff. I thought that was so funny.
That is funny, because I guess if you know a game well enough, you wouldn't have to.
Yeah, you know exactly what to do. Like if there's like
Yeah.
20th time you're beating it, then you know it's gonna go.
Yeah.
But they straight up said the line in Dutch. I don't remember what it was exactly, but I thought it was really funny.
That is really funny. I wonder if that's also a good way of like just language learning practice too, where you
I
kind of
think
know what they're
so.
saying already adjacently. Huh.
Yeah.
Are there any games you know inside out well enough that you think you could play in another language that you don't know and get through
A
it?
game that I know inside out enough to know story-wise. I mean, one of my all-time favorite games is essentially, funny enough, language is I haven't thought about this. Oh my goodness. Okay, PlayStation 2, right?
Yeah.
Eco got re-released and remastered along with Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah.
That game is about like you can replay it for replayability's sake as well, but the setup is you are a boy with horns that is going to be sacrificed to some evil witch, because that's just what they do. Otherwise she's going to rain fire upon everybody. So you were chosen as the sacrifice, right? Supposed to be like the last sacrifice or something, but something goes wrong and your little pod that you're put in, you escape essentially. And along the way you meet this very almost ethereal princess, or like you don't know it's a princess, which is ethereal girl, I guess. And you can't understand what she says. You just know your main character language. She just speaks in gibberish, and the language is also kind of made up. So you just kind of the whole thing of like you have to call or grab their hand and lead them around, because you need her innate magic to move around and kind of open the next gate to kind of keep progressing the puzzles. But she kind of needs you for being nimble and actually moving around and actually unlocking the path and clearing the path to the exit. So it's like kind of helping each other out, right?
Yeah.
So once you beat the game, you can replay it and you find out what she actually says. Like you can understand her language too.
That's so
and the
neat
fact that it works both ways, that you can kind of like, it works as a story that they don't understand each other, and it works as a story that they do.
That's really cool. I love that as like a mechanic that's built in where that adds like so much replayability to it too, where if it's a game you love, there's a reason to come back and do it again.
Yeah, I hope I'm gonna have to ask for permissions to see if it's possible, because I don't know how tricky it is for us to play it, but I would love to play that sometime, because it was really lovely. It like really moved me in its part 1.2 to the point where I started learning some of the made up words as well. Of course, but that is one of the games I kind of know inside out somewhat, but other than that, I don't know if I would know enough.
Yeah, because like I was trying to think of, once again I've done the thing where I asked you the question, was like, I don't think I have an answer to this either, where are there any games I could, Kingdom Hearts 358/2, I could probably play start to end. But that's like a spin-off game. That's like not even one of the more popular spin-off games. This is just the game I had.
I haven't even thought about if Kingdom Hearts cutscenes have other languages. That would be really fun to hear characters say other stuff.
Yeah, we were talking a little before about some of the things people have done where they like change it. Have you seen because I think this is different. Yours was just like a retranslated. Have you seen the text obfuscation versions of games?
No,
there's one for, I think there's one for Half-Life 2. There's a couple of them where what they do is they take the text and then they send it through Google Translate, not once, but like 19 times through a bunch of different languages. And it comes back with like the most goofy nonsense ever that's so adjacent to whatever it originally was. It's so funny.
Oh, that's so funny, because the Kingdom Hearts retranslated was that they exported the Japanese script and then ran it through Google Translate and then put it back in.
Yeah.
Just once though, just from Japanese
yeah.
to English. Yeah, exactly.
So it's still sort of coherent. But whenever I'm having a bad day, there's one for Final Fantasy VII that I'll listen to, like a playthrough of. It always cheers me up.
Oh,
every
so
single
funny.
time.
I need to remember that. That's so funny.
They're pretty good.
You have the power to correctly translate old games so that we actually finally get the correct translation.
Yeah, the
Or we
intended
can just do
experience.
this.
Yeah. Or we can commit evil, unfortunately. That is one of the other heartbreaks that I have, though, is that, like, you know, like, Mother 3 does not have English. All of the stuff for it being in English is mods. Same deal with, are you aware of the Tingle series of spin-offs from Legend of Zelda?
I didn't know how many games there were, though. How many games are there?
There's... For Tingle, I think he has 3 spin-off games.
Oh, really?
They're all DS games. Yeah, there's Tingle's Rosy Rupee Adventure, there's Tingle's Balloons... Oh,
Tingle's
God, no,
the kind of character. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. They're so goofy. Those games are so unserious and they're so silly, but none of them have English translations, so...
Oh.
They've got some really good fan translations, but I'm like, please, Nintendo, let us have them. The game's done. Just give it to me.
Yeah. Goodness.
But I can understand it. It's a lot to hire a translation team and all of that for localization.
Yeah, localization is a friggin' nightmare as far as I know. A lot of people be like, oh, just do that. And since a lot of people also ask for the Japanese only translations, but that costs companies so much.
Yeah, it's my favorite, the just do it forehead. Okay, sure, I'll just do it. Just like art, I'll just do it. I'll just snap my fingers here real quick for you.
Yeah, the Japanese voices licenses. I think some of those contracts say that you need to pay them licensing for every iteration of it. So if they translate the text to English but use the Japanese voicing, that is an iteration. And for European release is at least 5 for all the languages, sometimes even 8 in total because of French and Spanish. And so all of those versions, they have to pay a full license to the Japanese voicing agencies.
Yeah, no wonder they're not doing that then. That's a lot.
No, so it's a much actually cheaper to like hire a localization team, but then you get voice acting that's a little scuffed if you look at older games.
Yeah. I will say there is some voice acting that I find really endearing from like the older like generation where it wasn't necessarily like it was that kind of angle where it was, we just need someone to voice this, please. Some of it is so endearing where you can tell someone's giving it their absolute all and they're doing their best and they're there for the love of it, and I'm so happy to see them there. I love it so much. Oh, I'm finally free from line art.
You're free from line art. Oh my goodness, that looks so nice. So clean.
Thank you. Line art is my favorite, which is why I spend so long on it. I know it's probably the least interesting part of drawing for most people, but I love line art. I love things organized neatly.
I believe it if you're using vectors for it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's always like a bit of a hassle to actually get the lines done right. I have shaky hands for line art, so whenever I would ever do something vectorized, that would be a lot easier.
Yeah, I heavily rely on the the smoothing, because I have quite the tremble in my hand, so it makes it indiscernible.
Yeah.
You can't even tell.
Makes sense actually.
Yeah. There we go. And see, I did all my color work, so now I just have to copy and paste them, and then I've caught up to
Oh my god, you're caught up to me now. Man, this is a race. This is a race.
I'm gonna get you. There we go. So then I will have something that looks like a mildly refined product at the end here. Hopefully. Let's see. I'm so sorry if my keyboard comes through. I have a very... What is the word?
I don't hear
thwacky keyboard?
Flicky?
Oh, that's good. That's a relief. Blender won't let me... or not Blender. Discord won't let me go, wow! But it will at least prevent my keyboard.
Clacka.
So I can't be mad at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my keyboard. She's kind of loud. She's got a lot to say. Oh.
A lot to say. That's cute.
She's mostly quiet, but sometimes she's got some things she wants to say. Let's see. Let's get... Woo! Wrong layer, Kronk. Try again.
I did the sketch layer, Kronk.
Wrong layer!
Right. The sketch layer, this layer for the sketch. Yeah.
That's pretty good. Just miscellaneous. Hello? No! Stop! Wrong layer again! No!
Wrong layer.
Wrong layer, Kronk. You'll get it one of these days. I promise. You got this. There
Why
we
do
go.
we even have that layer?
Why do we have that layer? I don't know what layer that was trying to be, but it was not the right one. There we go. Oh! Clean up. Hang on. I missed something. Get back in there. Nope.
I still remember, like, if you were there, like, not you, Squiiji, but I was invited to like a quick little interview from another friend, like Athena from Mythos. And one of the questions, like rapid fire questions, was, "What is your favorite movie?" And I'm just like, "Emperor's New Groove." And he just was gonna ask the next one, and then chuckled middle of it, like completely was thrown, like did not expect that.
That's such a fantastic pick, though. Like, I feel like most people would have something that's like, the Avengers, like, or something that's, you know, I feel like there's common picks. I like that you had you were just at the ready with something.
Yeah, it just
and
makes
it
the
wasn't
hills
first
sing.
thought. Yeah, that's a good one. What is my off the dome favorite movie is Origin Spirits of the Past.
Origins?
That's it's an old anime movie. I rewatched it recently and I love it. It's so good. I might have rearranged the word order of the title. It might be Spirits of the Past Origins. It might be rearranged.
Ah, cool.
But it's also got weird plant people that do like fusion stuff, eco themes. It's really nice. The animation's really good. I like a sci-fi kind of world, so that's a good one.
Oh, cool.
But The Emperor's New Groove is also a very good one. Did you ever watch the show for it?
A bit on and off. I did like the Kronk's movie.
Kronk has a movie.
Yeah, the B team. You know, when you got sequels in Disney movies. Yeah, Kronk has a movie.
I didn't know that one. I didn't know he had one.
Yeah, that one's pretty fun.
I like the Mulan. The second Mulan I liked a lot when I was a kid. But I think that's the only one of those ones I ever saw. I hear the Cinderella one's really good though too. One of them is really silly.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the second or third one.
Oh wait, you're right. It might be the third, where the like prince throws himself out the window.
You'll not take another step down this. Okay.
All right.
Launches himself out of the window. Yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah.
The way it's animated is so funny too, because it's just like an arch. He's just gonna go.
He just goes.
Yeah.
He's like sliding in the banister. That's a good one.
The third one, yeah, exactly one.
Yeah, I mean, because the sister gets like an arc too in that one.
Yeah, it's cute. It's cute.
It is cute. That's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah, Kronk's New Groove is fun.
I didn't know Kronk had one. I'll have to look into that. Good for him. He deserves it.
He does. Best Disney princess.
My favorite Disney princess, Kronk. Oh, he was the prototype for the himbo too, wasn't he? I feel like I heard somebody said that somewhere, that is like...
He is prime himbo.
Yeah.
And he can cook and stuff, and yeah. I like him in the show, though. I like him in the show because he's like a lot more sassy to Yzma in the show.
He is. He's more sassy. He's exceedingly competent despite making a couple of like silly mistakes.
That's very true.
But I think that's the best thing about him, where, you know, you can be a himbo, but it doesn't mean you don't have some understanding of the world and you can't take care of yourself, right? Like,
no,
I like
himbos are simple. Himbos are simple doesn't mean they're stupid.
Exactly.
They're very like they know what they like. They know their values. They have simple values. But they're not stupid.
Yeah, I fear the himbo is often misunderstood and often put in
one
the category.
Thing also, I know a lot of people call themselves himbos, but one thing about being a himbo, it's like a catch-22, right? You cannot be a himbo and call yourself a himbo.
Yeah, because if you're aware of it, then you can't be it.
Yes, exactly.
I agree with that full-heartedly.
People be like, I'm a himbo. It's like, that is kind of breaking the rule of himbos.
Yeah, you broke the himbo
self-proclaimed.
oath,
No,
you
can't. Like, with catch-22, the catch-22 is always the whole thing of like, you know, you can't. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. No, I agree with you on that one. No. That's true. Huh. I should think of any other good examples of himbos in media, but I fear he is the best. I fear he is the best prototype for that.
Yeah, I would say. Have you seen the Dragon Prince?
I have not.
Okay,
I've been,
very
that's
good
one of the things
himbo
I've been
there.
meaning to see.
Very good himbo there.
Himbo. Yeah, no, himbo not to be confused with male wife. No, not the same thing.
No.
I don't actually fully understand what male wife means. I am, as the kids say, chronically offline. That is a word that I hear sometimes. I don't understand it.
I guess male wife is just a guy that generally does the older, what you say, like wife-coded stuff. Like knows how
so
to
like,
cook, knows how to
yeah.
like, you know, pamper,
takes care
kind
of
of
the house,
nurturing.
maybe.
Yeah.
Oh,
says
okay.
says hoot sometimes.
Oh, okay. You're trying to sell yourself in that manner.
I've already kind of been branded that, and I represent that statement. So
I see.
yeah, no, the cooking thing, like, you know, if you know how to sew, if you know, like, you partake in stuff like that too. Like, it's kind of very domestic, I guess. I mean, you're domestic.
Yeah. You're able to do a little bit of seamstress activity, mayhaps?
A little bit, very basic stuff, maybe fix clothes and stuff like that. Sure.
That's a really good skill to have, like, just for, like, practicality's sake out in the world. Proud of you, champ.
Thank you. You row with the oars you have, remember?
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't have oars to buy new pants.
Yes, exactly. Sometimes you're using your younger sister's hand-me-ups for 9 years, and those buttons are going right back where they were.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. Those buttons are going right back where they were. Exactly. Yeah, and the cooking bit is kind of essentially comes from a place of I always felt like if I ever want to guarantee that I can have a nice plate of meal served in front of me as if I make it myself. So cooking, I like cooking.
We love competency.
Thank you. So yeah, himbo cannot self-proclaim. Don't think I would match that, but male wife, sure.
Yeah, I would not.
So.
I would not proclaim you to be a himbo. I think that you have too much eloquence to you to be a himbo.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like,
I wouldn't want to either.
eloquence.
I'm not aiming for it, but I do like to quote Kronk at least. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You can quote Kronk. You can pull a little bit of him from time to time.
Nice.
Do you have a favorite dish to cook?
Favorite dish? Well, not to. I have said so on my debut and stuff, but this might sound like I'm trying to kind of impress you specifically, but Italian cooking. Yeah.
I'll tell you a secret about Italians is that you'll never make things the way that they want you to make them.
Exactly. I don't either. So it's just Italian inspired cooking.
Yeah.
So yeah, no worries. Like, but generally that, like, tomato bases, you know, for all kinds of different stuff. Handmade meatballs, lasagna is like probably my favorite one to make. Risotto is nice too.
Right after Garfield's heart, huh?
Right. Yeah, like I make it all kinds of different ways too. And in terms of other stuff, I have dabbled into some Japanese cooking and also Spanish in terms of like paellas and stuff like that. Swedish, of course.
So good.
Yeah, like you have to have some nice saffron for it too, to really make it tasty. But yeah, stuff. I like the cooking. Go on.
Every once in a while, I get goofed up by delay where it sounds like you stopped. I'm like, ah.
Go on. I'm curious about you. Yeah, if you have.
I am glad I finally live somewhere. I lived in the frozen tundra of the north for several years, where it was a food desert, so there wasn't very much in the way of like things I could buy for cooking purposes, unfortunately. Which is kind of rough. But now I live in a metropolitan area. It's fantastic. I have H-Mart. I can buy all the dried mushrooms. H-Mart is a like Asian grocery store, more or less. It's a chain one.
Yeah.
But it's a really big one where if I need, like, it's just good for, like, specialty groceries, where I need dried mushrooms for things, or just whatever miscellaneous, like, spices or odds and ends and things, they have everything.
Oh, that's great.
Fish you could ever dream of, because they have a, what do you call it? Like I don't know if, what is the word? They have the fish in the tanks, and they do the butchering there for you.
Oh, really? Oh, goodness.
There's a word for it, and I can't think of what it is. But any sea creature your heart desires, you can have there. It's fantastic. I'm mostly vegetarian, but I will eat a scrimp from time to time. Yeah. I guess pescatarian is more accurate, but Oh, it's good. I eat it every once in a while with fish. I make a mean tuna fish salad.
Oh, I like tuna fish.
Hmm?
I
Did
like
you say
tuna
you like
fish,
or
yeah.
don't like?
I like
Oh.
tuna fish, yeah. I like
It's
tuna.
good. I feel like that's one of those very divisive things, though. People either love tuna fish or they like shudder at the thought of a tuna.
Really? I really like grilled tuna fish fillet as well. It's like one of my favorite summer things to eat and not very easily to get a hold of because usually you just get the kind of canned stuff. But if you have fresh tuna, it's just really tasty.
Yeah, or like I'm a big fan of sushi, so all of the tuna sushi's very good. I don't fear raw fish.
Nice.
I'm mushroom. I can
Sushi's
break
tasty
anything
too.
down. Yeah.
Nice.
I was trying to think if I have anything in particular that I like to cook more than a tuna fish. I am an efficiency cook. I don't like cooking so much as I do it for necessity, but if there's other people around, I will do it more willingly, more readily. I'm more open-minded to the idea of cooking if I can do it for others instead of just for myself.
Yeah, I getcha.
I'm trying to think of like, what meal would I cook if I'm showing off a meal? I can make really good stuffed shells. That might be the one.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Not in any way approved by Italians, but I can make good stuffed shells.
Yeah, but like you said, there's always going to be some kind of, you shouldn't do it like that. La 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 la. Yeah, well, it's tasty, whatever.
Are you familiar with the Olive Garden?
Only by what was it, the Sonic movie or something?
What?
Because yeah, they keep like mentioning the Olive Garden through there. Otherwise, not very much so now. I guess it's a restaurant.
Yeah, it is a restaurant. Olive Garden is a Italian restaurant.
Okay.
It's a chain. My grandfather, the Italian man that he is, did in fact get himself kicked out of an Olive Garden because he was
sounds proper, yeah.
Yeah. I will say my grandparents are my grandmom did leave a nice tip and did apologize for him profusely. But I was like, oh man, Pap, not right now. Oh, Pap, please don't. It's someone's birthday, please. Yeah, that's more or less what he sounded like.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about older Italian men, they get so high pitched when they're mad.
That's true. I haven't thought about that.
All of my extended family members are like 5'4" wearing tracksuits, and when they get upset, they sound like that. And it's like, my man, I know the angry Italian is like one of those like stereotype things, but you're just a silly guy.
Yeah.
I could not be afraid of you.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Love the TVs. Thank you. They're coming together. Look at that. Look at the feather texture in my hair. Wow.
Oh, thank you. I just figured I would add some of that.
Yeah, nice little bit of rendering.
You need to get some more yellows in somewhere because I feel like there's a little bit of a missing color here and there. Anyway, sorry, what were you saying?
You're good. I was gonna say, if you're missing a color, periwinkle.
Periwinkle
is a surprise. There's a surprisingly large amount of periwinkle in my design. I'm deceptively warm, but I'm not.
Yeah, that's what I noticed.
Purple shading. I'm very cool undertone.
Ah, is that what it is? Is that what it is?
My hair shading is purple, as is my shirt.
Oh. Really?
You know the classic artist purple multiply layer? I don't have that.
Yeah, already on it.
Yep.
Ah, I see. Because I did made it warm. I see.
I see. Yeah. So purple underlip. That's one of my favorite like silly questions. Are there any art like? Do you know how people will say like, don't use the purple multiply layer in your art. Don't do this. Don't do that.
Why not? Yeah, we're going.
Literally my point. I hate that people do that. But my question here is, are there any of those things people complain about with art that you love to do? That you're like, you can't take my tool away from me. I use the airbrush liberally. I use the airbrush so much. Everyone's like, don't render with airbrush.
Yes, actually all my brushes are based on airbrushes.
Let's go!
The one tip I would always say, like, don't rely too much on shading on the actual soft airbrush, but all my brushes, including my sketch brush, is based on a hard airbrush. That's basically what all my toolset is made of.
Ah.
Like this one, I don't know if you've seen the sketch brush, but it's a textured one, but it's also at the base it's a hard airbrush.
Yeah, it really gives your
whereas
art like a nice like soft quality to it.
you have this textured kind of almost like a chalk one you see on I'm drawing it there. There you go.
Yeah, but like that's kind of my whole point with asking that kind of question is that there's always a way to do the thing people tell you not to do, and it works. There's no cold, like hard, fast rules in art. You can't let them tell you what to do about things.
Yeah.
But I always love seeing what the general consensus is about any miscellaneous thing, because there was a big wave of like TikTok artists being like, don't use purple multiply layer, don't use airbrush, don't use the burn tool. And I was like, I'm actually gonna do all of those things.
Love a good warm purple overlay at like 20% or something.
Yeah.
It just does it, and then lots of finishing touches and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's no reason to not. I don't rain on people's parades. I'm an art teacher, and I'm usually the one who has to be the one professing, like, hey, don't do this, do that. I'm never that kind of person. I'm usually like hey, try doing things this way. If it doesn't work for you, try doing it another way. Like, there's no one way of doing something in any way. Yeah, if it looks good, it's right. I agree. There's no rules. Just do it the way you find fun also.
Yeah,
sometimes enjoying it is more important than being good.
Another thing that I've gotten as well is the whole like even from other freelancers as well. Even from other freelancers is the that you need to kind of do everything yourself in a way, otherwise it's kind of not right, or that's the elitist mindset essentially.
Yeah.
That was a little bit of a shame to run into, I gotta say.
Oh, I see. That's one of those things that I battle in myself, where I tend to be why let somebody else do a thing I can do, but it's not out of an elitist thing. It's more out of a like.
No, I get that.
Money.
Yeah.
Situation, but at the same time, that is definitely like being able to know what things you don't excel at, and therefore be able to outsource to someone else who excels at it, and acknowledge that people are better than you at something, is one of the greatest skills to getting along in any group setting that you can learn.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of also stuff like using chain brushes and stuff like that too.
Yeah,
it's also,
there's some people who are like against doing that kind of stuff, and I'm like, my fellas, it's a tool. This is not a competition about who's struggling the most. We can have fun.
Yeah, exactly. People sell those. Like, there are people that are really good at making good tools and not necessarily using them, but they're still pretty good at providing.
Yeah. They have a home in the arts in every way, shape, and form. We need them. They're good. I appreciate the work that they do. Especially, shout out people who make Blender, all the plugins for Blender. I love you. You get my whole heart. You make my life easier, because that tool doesn't work, and I don't know enough programming to fix it myself. Maybe that also goes in the category of subject I wish I could learn more about. I took a tiny bit of programming once upon a time. But
I know some general programming, but nothing that I've really dove more into or tried to do more with.
I can make a mean like HTML website layout, but that's pretty much the extent. I did make my entire Tumblr once upon a time from scratch, the whole page. I was pretty proud of that one, but
nice.
I
made some platforming game engines, and as well like action RPG game engines in certain like situation, but it's the whole like committing to actually then building the full game, and just kind of more fun to build the base.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just fun to make a framework for something.
Yeah, so it's kind of that, and dabbling in it, and then kind of figuring out how to get the using a lot of x16 libraries, so I didn't like program everything from scratch. It's most like the input libraries and stuff, just using what exists, and
the efficiency method.
Yeah.
Why stress about doing the thing yourself when there's people who have done, not to say people have done it for you, but people who have used their expertise to make it easier for us. Like,
they also want to share.
Yeah, they've created those things to help. I was thinking about, because we had talked just a little bit about game dev before, about how I have always wanted to do game jams, and I've been in 3, and my team never finished them. I always finished my part, my team didn't finish. And I keep like watching. I wish there would be do you know how like there's all the indie games that are for like HoloLive or things like that?
Yeah.
I wish that like maybe an agency would have like a game jam like I feel like that would be an interesting like community involvement thing for
Yeah,
VTuber
I get what you mean.
agencies.
Yeah, I get exactly what you're saying. Yeah.
Because there's a surprising amount of overlap between VTuber fans and people who are good at programming.
Yeah.
I have found. And if it were to just be VTubers making the games themselves, I fear that we would run into the classic trouble of all of us are artists and none of us are programmers. Not none of us, but maybe not proportionally as many.
I don't know if the Plumies realize just doing the Plumies organized neatly thing is actually how big of a success that essentially was, because I've also tried game jams and first one did, like I put a lot of effort into it. First one did not get finished at all. Did not see did not get finished because people ghosted the project. The second one got finished. Was alright. Did not turn out like exactly how it was like intended to, but it still like produced a finished result. It's a lot of work though for that stuff.
Yeah, there's such sprints too. I will say that is the only other trouble with them maybe, and why I don't know if it would work to have like a VTuber agency host one, is that I don't know how long the ones you were in were, but mine, one of the ones I did was a 48-hour game jam, which that's insanity. But one of the ones I was in was a month, but that's still like a ridiculous crunch to get a functional game together. Like, that's still a really
week,
tall
I think,
ask.
were both mine.
Oh,
Or
so
2
right in
weeks or
between.
something. Yeah.
Oh man. Oh my gosh, just one person single-handedly programmed the Plumie
Yeah.
game for you?
Yeah, it was
Oh
one
my gosh.
Plumie did it.
That's so much work. Oh my gosh. Good work. Shout out to is it Nie? That's
Nie,
fantastic.
yeah.
That's a lot of work. Oh my gosh. Mad respect.
One of the things that kind of failed in the game jams that I was part of, that I essentially took a leading part in the second one to actually see it through, was the actual project management. It's very underestimated that people have the skills, but then you don't have the direction to put it all together or set deadlines and stuff like that. That was that is not to be underestimated in having a good like manager behind the project. Otherwise, projects don't get done.
Management is not for the weak of heart. I will say that much. It
but
is
the Plumies know I
very
am.
specific
I
skill.
am. The Plumies know I step up when I need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. I did project management when I was teaching printmaking when I was in grad school. We had to run a like professional printmaking press that I did a lot of project management for. Oh, I've never been sleepier. I've never been sleepier.
Getcha. I understand.
It's a lot. It was one of those things where I was like, I loved doing it. It was so much fun. I learned so many invaluable skills, met some fantastic people, but I was like, I will powish if I try and do this for any longer. So I have so much respect for people who willingly put themselves into those positions. And we need them. We need them so
not
bad.
Not particularly fun position to be in. It's mostly like, because I felt like I lost a lot of time with the first game jam. I've already said so for the Plumies that I feel like time is like probably our most valuable currency that we can have, because you can't buy back time. So when I just saw people involved that would just so frivolously just essentially waste people's time, that kind of really triggers me. So the next project, I got some of the people that I got along well with the first project in, but as soon as we got some new people in, we're just kind of stating rules, what we're gonna do, how we're gonna do it, because the last one, which just kind of didn't work out well. So then I essentially ended up having to do the project management and talking to people that were like not doing their parts and stuff like that. But I just kind of feel like, okay, waste my time. That is like shame on me, I guess, for allowing it. But frivolously wasting other people's time, then I just kind of get a little bit more like, no. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna get something out.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I am often I draw the line as soon as it impacts other people. I will tolerate things to the end of the world, for better or worse. But the moment you inconvenience someone else in the process of inconveniencing me, I'm like, nope, that's it. You've lost your.
I get you. Gosh, segue. Speaking of time, I've gone over my stream time with like a half an hour. So it's just fun times.
Sorry about that.
No, I didn't even notice myself. Yeah, it was good yapping. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm so close.
I'm gonna continue this too.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting to render this some. I almost made it to where I thought I could within our time, but Not quite. Not all the way.
No,
Oh,
same.
man.
The feather details are gonna take a while.
Yeah, I underestimated the plumage replacement for you. I underestimated
The
how much
plumage.
I wanted to do for the shelf mushroom situation. But they're gonna look good. They're gonna look so nice. And the feathers are gonna be so nice. Yeah.
I'll
It
see
is
what I can
interesting.
put in some more of details that you have, because you also have these suspenders or like the parts, the belts hanging around as well. So
Yeah.
you could get a
Oh
little
my
bit
gosh,
more gold.
Yeah, I just realized you sent me a bunch of references for yours. I didn't send you any references of me. Sorry about that. I didn't even realize.
No Google's my friend.
Oh, I guess that's fair. My ref is probably out there somewhere.
Yeah, I found him. Hello, Kuni.
Oopsie.
But yeah, that's the start of you looking like an owl.
Yeah, solid start of you looking like a mushroom too. We're both facing the same way, and we're in kind of like similar poses almost too. One leg down, one leg up, one
Yeah,
hand
that's
kind
fun.
of
Yeah,
up.
it actually is.
Little bit of lean.
I'm probably gonna need to reevaluate some of the colors I've used. But yeah, either way, it's I'm happy with
That's
what
a-
I've done.
It's all good. It's cute so far. I like it. If I ever need to like multi-class into bird, this is what happens. You know they say you are what you eat. Watch out, plumies. If I ever need something new to what do you call it? Decompose?
Decompose, yeah.
That may be what I turn into. We'll see.
So I gotta say, it was kind of fun. It was because of having essentially spec'd more into props and stuff like that, right? Or always kind of felt like character designing is just like, oh, it's too tough for me. You saying like you introducing me as a character designer was really really took me off guard and really almost emotional about it. Thank you very much.
The thing that I say always is everybody has to give themselves more credit. This doesn't work as well for you as it works for other people, but I am always not yelling, but give yourself credit. If you do character design and you enjoy doing it, call yourself a character designer. Because why not? There are people who don't care about it who will call themselves that. If you care about it and you feel strongly about it, then you qualify. You meet all of the requirements to be it. And I can see that when you produce the work of it, I can see that your whole heart's in it. And that's what matters the most.
Thank you. It's just like I've never thought about it really. It's not like, oh, I'm not a good enough one. It's just kind of like almost like side to what I am generally going for. I never really thought about it as character design. And you're right, though. It totally is.
Mm-hmm.
So
what do you
you
define yourself as then? Do you just use the word artist then? Or
yeah, illustrator, I guess. Generally, because like I've done, I think I've shown some stuff at one point, but because it was like essentially prop environmental stuff for isometric stuff, it kind of got more into prop design. And I had not really explored a lot of the character design stuff. But I suppose with everything that we've been doing on stream, with kind of doing challenges and doing that it actually goes more into character design. I had not even thought about it really.
The globie OC thing. You've done a bunch of the like the TikTok things where you like pick like the thing where what is it, the pause challenges?
Yeah,
is that the word you call them? That's all character design at the end of the day.
Yeah, it totally is. I didn't thought about it.
It's almost funny to me that you didn't consider yourself that way, because that was the first thing I think I was familiar of about you, was I think seeing one of those things that you had done.
Yeah,
was one of those. So that's I guess the first thing that I think of for you.
My practice generally was in fan art, so it was a lot of fan art and not a lot of original stuff. I used to do a lot of original stuff, but I generally kind of got into the fan art trap, so to say, and just kind of worked my skills with that. So that's kind of why, I guess. But even yeah, and also always, and I don't think about it, always kind of designing outfits for the characters. I am fan arting and stuff. So yeah. It's just it was just somehow kind of taken aback by it's like, oh, like I guess I am. Oh, I guess I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. I'll put this like this so that it sits here so we can see where it's going, at least with color. But
there you go.
We're getting there. It's happening.
We are getting there.
Exciting. I can't wait to see. I can't wait to finish also. I'm gonna finish streaming, eat dinner, and probably continue to draw. So that is just how it tends to go.
I'll see when I get around. I have to do the I'm currently working on next art stream, by the way, is Saturday, I believe. Yeah, Saturday. We're gonna continue the raffle prize that was started from the
Yeah.
And when is your next stream? What are you doing?
What am I doing? Tomorrow, I am continuing that Cookie Run Kingdom design tier list. We're finishing it this time, for real. For real this time. We said we were finishing it for real last week, and then we didn't. I yapped just a little too much. Maybe just a tad
too much.
Yes, it's all coming together. So that's my goal for that. Friday, I'm doing some weird focus maxing nonsense.
Focus maxing. Oh, to get it all done.
No, not really.
Oh, okay.
Past Squiiji did a lot of work so that future Squiiji can just yap.
Okay, nice.
It'll make sense. It's just goofy. The usual. But yeah.
But yeah, totally check out Squiiji. You get a lot of character design tips and also critique and everything. You can follow along in the thought process. If you like what I do when I explain my thought process as I'm drawing on stream, then yeah, you definitely get a lot more of that in-depth stuff as well, because we just read up an art teacher. So yeah, definitely recommended. And I've learned a lot from Squiiji as well. So I recommend. I'm super happy to have you here.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. I mean, I can say the same back of that. I love to snoop. I love to just. I don't get to watch people live very often, but I do a lot of VOD snooping for many fellas. Okay. And it's a thing where to be a teacher is to also always be a student, in that just studying the way people do things and the logic used in sketching and drawing is a lot of how I learn things. And you have a particular looseness to the way that you draw that I was like,
A looseness, huh?
Yeah. There's a looseness to the way that you draw. I am a little bit regimented, maybe to my own deficit or detriment. So it's one of those things where, as a teacher, you never stop learning, and I still see those opportunities from looking at the things that you were working on.
Oh,
so
wow,
thank you for having me here. So don't think that the street doesn't go both ways.
It's a two-way street. Oh my god.
Right?
You're gonna make me blush. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. But it was nice meeting the Plumies also. Hoot hoot.
Yeah, hoot hoot, everybody. What do you say? What do you say to your Shroommates?
Shroommates. I don't really have I don't have a greeting. We just say shroom you later. They say here to let me know they're here for class, but
here. Yeah, ruined thing, yeah.
Here hoot.
Well, hope we can do some more stuff together later on.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm gonna invite you over to the Shroom State for something.
For sure.
I'm planning some funny art adjacent, not like game show kinds of things, but art activity kinds of things.
Nice.
And I would love to have you over to the Shroom State for some of those. Say hi.
Do I need to? Is it like a Minish cap thing? I have to get a special cap to get on a stump and shrink?
We have accommodations for people of all heights in the Shroom State, because some of the Shroommates themselves are well over 6 feet tall. So there's. Don't worry, there'll be accommodations for you.
I was gonna say, I'm Dutch.
You're Dutch. Yeah.
Nice,
don't worry. You'll be well accommodated for.
Nice. Okay.
But yay! Also,
thanks, everybody.
How did we use the same background color? Is that
I just clicked it. No, I just color sampled it. Yeah.
But yeah.
To make it look better.
I see. One big canvas. But yeah,
well, thank you. No, it's all good.
Thank you for having me.
Take care, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you had fun. And next stream for me, I guess, is tomorrow's a member stream. It's a Thursday instead of Friday. We're gonna do Fast Penguin, find out who the second fastest penguin is, because obviously the fastest one has already been.
Yeah, we know.
I'm not really, but I have to get on my. You see, the trick is right. The trick is to find the horse with the longest legs, the tallest horse, put him on stilts, get on rickety boxes, get on top of there, and declare yourself the best. And then
the trick is confidence.
Yeah, and then with confidence, and then when you fall, when it inevitably fall off that rickety horse with tall legs, that's what you call content. So
yes. Exactly. Yeah. Fake it till you make it. Fall off the horse.
So yeah, get wrecked, Plumies. I'm fastest. Alchemist, prove me different. Prove me wrong tomorrow, I guess.
You gotta show up if you want to prove Bill wrong.
Falling with style, exactly. I'm not flying. I'm falling with style. That's a trick, right?
Yeah.
All right. So public stream otherwise Friday. Minecraft. I'm gonna build a pretty garden. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on here if you already aren't. Why aren't you subscribed yet? Also, follow Squiiji.
Yeah.
Follow Squiiji everywhere.
Oh,
Go,
thanks.
go,
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Where should they follow you? Squiiji 3D. I think you have.
I'm on YouTube.
I put all your stuff in the video description. So
Oh, thank you. I didn't even see. I didn't even check this video
they're
description.
not. They aren't there anymore because they was kept breaking. Sorry about that.
Well, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Squiiji 3D in all places.
Squiiji 3D. Yeah.
If you type my name into Google, you'll
3D
find
or
me. If you do it or not, I will appear. Got that SEO. As long as you use I's, I'll show up.
nice.
And my
okay.
name. There's no E's.
Ha! You can't tell me to follow. You already follow both of you, says Miri. Okay. We got
Ha!
one up already.
Thanks. We appreciate it.
The plumies are cute and small, but they do get the highest ground by just sitting on your head. So, touche, I suppose.
But then they can fall from higher when you fall off the horse.
That is very true.
Yeah. Watch out, Plumies. You're gonna get wrecked.
Alright, take care, everybody. Have a what is it today? Happy Hump Day. We're all halfway
Yeah.
to the weekend, and
Happy Wednesday.
yeah, Wednesday. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye for now. Bye bye. Bye 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 bye. Bye
Hoot
bye bye
hoot.
bye bye bye
Stream
bye
you
bye. Hoot hoot. Bye 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 bye. Stream you later.
Bye.
Squeegee's gonna do it today.
Oh.
But you can't see her. You can't see them because the magnifying
your
glass is
walls.
gone. They are there. They're there. You just can't see them. There's by the specs by the fireplace. So you go ahead, Squeiji. Give a hoot afternoon to everybody.
Good afternoon.
Thank you.